Hello, hello. Just doing a quick little test before we jump into today's broadcast. Just wanted to see if it is actually
A quick little test
live.
before we jump into
Oh, yeah, you
today's
guys can hear me. We got a sound check going on, so it looks like everything is doing well there. What is up, Red Rock Maintenance? What's up, Jesse? Good to see you again. Jamie, I got your text, Jamie. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's been a long time. Has been a long time. I kind of forgot how to do these live, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me for a little bit. I forgot how to set it up. Forgot how to do it. I got a little bit of a different setup going on tonight. A little bit more of a setup, different setup than what I used to run doing live. So it's gonna be a while, but I'm gonna give everybody a little bit of time to jump in. We're gonna have quite a few people come up on the channel tonight. I'm looking forward to it. And I was talking to Money Making Mike G. He'll be up, I believe, and we'll see who else we get on. But this will be a fun time anyway. So, how's everybody's night going? How's everybody's weekend? My weekend just started today. I got today and tomorrow off. I'll be mowing all day, just like I was today. So, how is everybody doing? I do have. Oh, I did not put the link up yet. Let me put the link up to get somebody to come on or to get people to come up. Go ahead and put it right here in the comment. That link right there, if you guys click on it, you're probably already familiar with it. You've been up before. Click that link and come on up. We'll jump on up. We'll have a little split screen action going on. We'll have some fun. Hopefully, we can get more people on here. How's everybody doing, man? How's y'all's weekend been? Comment here if you're here watching in the comments. I want to see what everybody's been up to, how everybody's doing. Again, feel free to click on that link and jump on up, chat back and forth. I believe there is about a 10-second delay from when you'll comment it before I see it. But anyway, we'll give it a little bit more time for people to jump on up here, and we'll jump into this. We got a lot to catch up on. Looking at my text, yeah, I saw your text, Jamie. I saw your text. Thanks for stopping by tonight. How's everybody doing? How are y'all? I seen Katie just had her baby again. That's awesome. How is everybody? How's everybody doing? It's been a while. Yo, what's up, Matt? How's it going, man? It's been a while. Now, it's been like well over a year since the last time I did a live anyway. I don't know if you guys have been following any of my videos that I've been uploading, but I am back now finally. I'll wait just a little bit longer and I'll kind of go into more detail on where I've been and what I've been up to. It's been quite the year, I should say, quite the last 2 years, but the last 365 days have really sucked. Best way to put it, but living the dream. Hope all is well, buddy. Yeah, that's all you can do, man. Live the dream. Another day in paradise, right? But yeah, things are starting to get better for me. I've got back to mowing. I've kind of jumped in late in the season here, but to be honest, our grass just ain't growing here yet. I mean, it is, and I mean everyone out here is mowing now, but a lot of my yards, I could probably skip them every other week if I really wanted to. It's been a really weird and kind of dry season already this year. Like it's just not growing like it normally does. Usually by now I'm stressed out because of how thick the grass is, and have to double cut it and everything like that. But I really haven't had to do that yet this year, and I mean maybe 1 or 2 yards I've had to double cut because it was over my knees, but not really that bad, and for the most part. But so far, everything's going well. I'm hoping we're going to have some rain coming up this week, and the weather's supposed to warm back up. So I'm hoping to get the good here. Stop to heckle you, brother. Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by, Jamie. Thanks for stopping by. It's crazy growing here. I wish, man, bring some of that crazy growing grass here. We need it. Some guys might they might argue with me, disagree with me, but it's just not growing in my opinion. Not like it normally does. This is a very weird and I guess you can say dry season here compared to what it normally is. Now, last year was a really good season for me starting out. You guys are going to see some more content coming from me here soon, kind of more in depth. But last year I did record a little bit before I stopped uploading. Last year I actually got into some tree work and was cutting trees, trimming trees, And that ended up being really, really fun, and I really enjoyed that kind of work. Of course, I ran into some health issues last year, and I ended up blowing out my back on a tree job. Actually, I was on the roof of a house. I was on the roof of a house trimming a tree, and my back pretty much gave out on me. And luckily, I fell back instead of forward. I dropped my pole saw off the roof, and I mean, it was just a bad, bad day. But yeah, man, tree game. Yeah, they say money doesn't grow on trees, but it definitely does if you get into that kind of work. At least in my honest opinion. A and Z, what's up? Finally stopped raining there, man. Yeah, we need some rain here. We've had a few scattered thunderstorms here and there, but nothing too bad. Not like it normally is this time of year. We're supposed to have some rain in the forecast coming up this week, and I'm hoping that it absolutely pours the end of this week, and the weather warms up in the mid 70s or 80s and makes the grass start growing crazy, crazy. It's what I want because I'm hoping to get busier than what I am. For those of you that don't know, as I was just talking about, I blew out my back about a year ago, and it forced me to kind of close the business down. And I did. I had last year was the best year I think I had ever had in the game so far. Of course, I'm still pretty new. I've only been doing it for like 4 years now officially, but last year was the best year I ever had. Man, I made a lot of money in like 2.5 months before my health issues kicked in, gotten into tree work, things like that, and I was doing 50 customers a week. And on top of those 50 customers, three of them were apartment complexes, and one of them was a duplex. And that's just mowing. And then I was mowing about 4 days a week, and then I had 2 or 3 days where I could pick up extra work, like the tree jobs, things like that. I was collaborating with a couple of the bigger tree companies here in the area that, if they had a job that was too small for them, that they weren't going to make the money they needed, I would take it from them, and that worked out really well. I actually had a commercial wood chipper, entry level, I guess you can say, commercial wood chipper. I had got That's what you guys are going to be seeing a video of here in the near future whenever I get around to downloading the footage. But I'd gotten the commercial tree work, or excuse me, I had gotten the commercial entry level wood chipper, and that was doing me really, really well. I was doing tree jobs, trimming them up, and just absolutely shredding the branches and everything like that. And then I had a customer that I was selling the fine wood chips to. So it was like a win-win for me. I didn't have to pay dump fees or anything. And, I didn't have to worry about doing some crazy straps on branches and stuff falling out of the truck everywhere and getting pulled over. But um, on top of that, man, last year was started out to be a really, really good year, and it was looking like had I not ran into the health issues last year, I would have ended the year probably with a very good year. Anyways, I would have hit all the goals I was wanting to. A shop is in the future, a small compact tractor is in the future, things like that. And sounds like a great gig. Yeah, man, it was a really, really good gig. We had a bunch of stuff. Just send the link. She'll be in the audience soon. All right, Jamie, sounds good, man. I'll be prepared for that. But anyway, we had started out. Well, towards the end of the year, I was planning on having all kinds of stuff. Kind of a dream shop. But of course, everything happens for a reason. I ended up blowing out my back on the job and ran out. And out here, it is so hard to try to get people to come to work. That has been an absolute nightmare. Red Rock Maintenance, what's up, man? What's up, Drake? Good to see you guys both in here. I did put a link on up. You guys can come on up on the channel. I will try to, that link right there. You guys can click on it and come on up on the panel like we used to back in the day. But anyway, oh shoot, I already forgot what I was just saying. But the tree work I had gotten into, I blew out my back, and like I was saying, everything happens for a reason. It kind of humbled me down. So currently, I am working a full-time job. I am currently working at Renegade Harley Davidson. I'm a motorcycle consultant. At least Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 5, I guess you can say. No, well, 9 to 6, really, 8 to 6, really. So I get paid to ride motorcycles all day and sell them to customers. But then when I'm not working there, like Sunday and Mondays, my 2 days off, I'm mowing yards. I think I'm right at 13 yards a week now. So I mean, I've really started completely over since we've started giving free money. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. Prices of everything are crazy right now too, and yeah. Um, but like I was saying, so last year before I quit, I was hoping to try. I didn't want to give it up. I wanted to keep the business going. I had built up a good clientele of customers, and I mean the longest route I had, like the longest between one customer to another, was like, I don't know, 6 to 8 minutes, something like that. Like my route density was really good, with the exception of the original. Like I think it's like 20 minutes from my house to the first customer, and then 20 minutes back from the last. But it was like 6 to 8 minutes was the longest I had to wait between customers. So like last year, I had the route density down and everything too, and I ended up I tried to hire somebody last year because I didn't want to give it up. And a bunch of times I put out an ad where I was gonna pay somebody more money than what I was gonna make for the day just to get them to come work. And I had four people no call, no show the day of. Two people backed out the day before. A couple of people said that they were going to come help me. And there was only one time I ever had a friend actually came out and helped me mow last year. And that was it. It really sucked. So I pretty much kind of threw in the towel because, I was falling behind on work. And customers were like, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? And well, I just kind of had to end it, unfortunately. And that sucks, but rebuild, son, you got. Yeah, it was a humbling event, that's for sure. That's definitely for sure. You've got 6 people hired. Jesus, that's freaking awesome, man. I wish I was able to hire just one. Can you send one of them my way? Can you send one of them my way, please? I'll give you a little hit for it. But yeah, man, I tried to hire a bunch of people, and just nobody wants to work out here. Or if they do, they want a lot of ungodly money. Of course, I offered a lot of money. I was willing to pay somebody breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I don't remember the cash amount, but it was more than I was going to make in a day. And nobody wanted to come out and work. So unfortunately, I had to sell it, and I added a second truck as well. See, that was my plan. That's why I had bought the new truck 2 years ago. Was last year was my plan to hire a crew. So I still currently have the 2 trucks. I got the brand new one and the older one. So my plan was to hire a crew, and I was going to run the new truck, and they were going to run the old one. But with the health issues and not being able to hire anybody last year, unfortunately, those dreams kind of got shot down pretty quickly. And it has kind of changed my perspective and my goals on what I'm wanting to do, especially for the business. But maybe it was definitely for the best, I'd say. I finally got 2 trucks. Oh, and you got a dump trailer. I don't think I realized you got a dump trailer. Oh wait, yeah, I did. Yeah, that's right. I thought I was talking to Red Rock Maintenance. I was about to say I didn't realize you got a dump trailer. But Matt, I seen your video where you got a dump trailer. Um, but hiring people sucks. Very hard to find anyone. It really is, man. It's almost impossible to find anyone out here, at least here in my area. So, like I was saying, it kind of humbled me a lot. Anyways, I shouldn't say kind of. It really humbled me because now I'm at a point where I was able to take a step back. Now I'm starting from scratch again. Now, this benefit though is I have the experience, I've got the knowledge, and I have the know-how on how to build from zero to hero or whatever your number may be. I've got at least a little bit of knowledge. Just what's hurting me now. Where is everyone from? Where's everyone from? Jamie Fields wants to know. Uh, at least now I'm willing to kind of make some sacrifices, and I know what I got to do to grow it. But what's hurting me right now is the weather. Right now, the weather out here absolutely sucks. Oh yeah, I forgot. Matt MG is from Pennsylvania, just shy of you there, Jamie. What's up, David? What's up, brother? Glad to see you back on. What's up, man? Drake is from Ohio, and Red Rock is from Ontario, Canada. Oh, Canada. But yeah, and then we got A and Z is from Arkansas, Arkansas. A and Z, I'm from Missouri. I'm from Springfield, Missouri. So we'll have to hit it up one time and get together and collaborate on something. I'm from right outside Springfield, Missouri. Springfield, Missouri is my area. I mow out here mainly, but I'm really excited for the future on what I'm going to do with my business. Like you guys know, I've got the ramps to my truck, which that's gotten pretty old, but it works, and it's low budget, low cost. I think I spent like $120 at Harbor Freight on those ramps. And then I got that DeWalt mower that I'm using. It's the DeWalt mower I did buy brand new for $1,200. What's up, Bama man? How you doing? Good to see you guys. And then yo, Drew, how you guys doing out there? But the ramps, they work on a low budget, but it does get old pretty quickly. Pretty much right after the fourth or fifth yard, I'm kind of tired of putting the ramps down. So I will be going some kind of rampless or trailerless setup officially. We're gonna do either ramp rack, or I have been looking into the Mow and Go system. That's a little bit cheaper than ramp rack. So I will be planning on doing that this year, and that's like the very first thing I plan on doing, upgrading my business, is going the ramp rack. I really like that setup. It seems to be really efficient, especially when I'm downtown mowing in downtown Springfield, mowing those frat houses and stuff like that. I'm able to just kind of sneak in and sneak out pretty quickly, because downtown cities, they suck to try and park a trailer. And the other thing that sucks is people driving out here. Nobody knows how to drive out here in this area anymore, so trying to pull a trailer around was a little bit of a nightmare. But and then Missouri's taxes kind of suck too on trailers, because you got to pay taxes in it and all that stuff. So it's not bad, but it's still an extra cost that you have to add to the business. So a trailerless setup, I think is going to be a really good setup so far. But I'm really excited for it. And then I'm not doing any big properties anymore. So I used to love them. It gives me time to sit there on the zero turn or stand on. You guys actually didn't even see that I owned a stand on last year. So I had a Hustler. I forget what it was called. It was a Hustler 52-inch Super something or other, Super Z. I can't even remember. And I loved that mower. Absolutely loved that mower. Way better than the X Mark ever was. Sorry, I'm gonna adjust the camera just a little bit here. It was way better than the X Mark ever was. I did finally sell the X Mark, in case anybody was wondering. I sold the X Mark. I ended up buying the Hustler Super Z, I think, or Standard S or something like that. Find a high schooler who wants to see. I tried that too, and that didn't really work out very well for them. They were usually the ones that backed out the day before, but I could try it again. And then yeah, New Orleans, yeah, right on. And then yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing anyways. I want to buy that mower again. I had bought that 52-inch Super Z, or the Super Standard, again, whatever you call it. But then on top of that, I ended up buying, it was a Hustler 52-inch Super S zero turn, and it had one of those giant grass catchers on the back, or the powered baggers on the back. And that was supposed to be my leaf cleaning setup, my fall setup, or like doing dethatching. I can clean it up with that. But unfortunately, I never got to use that mower, because I ended up, my health issues kicked in, and I had to quit the business, and I sold everything. And I don't even want to admit what I sold all of my stuff for, because it ended up just selling for an absolute steal of a deal. And I really mean that. So there's two guys that bought my mowers, and then there was a guy that actually, shout out to Sean Stafford. He might be watching, man. He actually bought all my handheld equipment from me. So he may be on here. He hasn't commented yet, but shout out to him. He's from my area. What's up, big sons? There we go. Hey, I'm going to say it again. You guys are all welcome to come up here on the panel with me, and we can chat it up. It's a lot better than reading comments and stuff like that, and easier for me. And give me one person to at least help read comments while I'm chatting. You guys know I love to talk, but anyway, the link is, I'll try to post it again here if I can. But anyway, I had sold pretty much everything in my business, and whoever bought all the stuff got kind of a steal of a deal, and I just had to get rid of it. And it really hurt me finally selling. What's up, Debbie? How's it going? Oh, Deborah Fields. Um, you don't want me on the panel. I do want you on the panel there, Jamie. Come on up. And then the best mower I ever owned was a Toro 48-inch, 6 years, 3,000 hours. So it was like it was like 600 hours on the stand on. I bought it with it was more than that. It was like 800 hours on the stand on. I bought the stand on. It was high hours to begin with. I bought it with like 1,200 or something like that. And I ended up selling it. It had just at 2,100 hours, and it was only just a couple of months ownership too. And then, oh, now the comments are going crazy. He loves to talk. You know it, big sons. Um, and then, you couldn't return the mower you didn't use. No, I bought it used off of Marketplace. That was I got a pretty good deal on it, but I gave the guy even better of a deal there. That's my government. No control over that. Yeah. Um. So no, I couldn't return it, but I wish I could have got back what I put into it anyways. But no, I never got to use it. I think I used it once on my yard just to try it out, and then of course I used it on the test mow when I went to go buy it. And fun fact, I actually, for both of those mowers, I had to drive 2.5 hours away, I think it was. So shout out to Keith if he's watching this. But my nephew, he went and rode with me for one of those mowers, and we went to Fayetteville, Arkansas, actually. which is like 2 hours. I think it's only 2 hours away from my house. But we rode out there to go pick those mowers up. And as it turns out, there is a Hustler dealer right around the corner from my house, as I found out. Yes, sir, Keith. There's a Hustler dealer, which is why I really went Hustler. There's a Hustler dealer about 11 minutes, 12 minutes from my house. So I ended up liking them a lot, and I finally got rid of the X Mark. I was so happy when I got rid of that. And then I found the shoot blocker I was running was Grass Guard or Green Guard, something like that. It was a powered shoot blocker. You just push a button on there. The main reason why I went stand on was because sitting down on a zero turn bouncing, it was hard on my lower back, which is where I had all the issues to begin with, and it started. So I bought the stand on to hopefully kind of counteract some of those problems. Well, then I also didn't want to constantly reach over, be pulling a shoot blocker up. So I ended up buying the powered blocker, and you just push a button and it opens and closes. That was hands down the best mower and the best shoot blocker I've ever used. I'll have to see if I can find a picture of it and maybe put it up later. But that was hands down the best mower. Don't sell the dirty magazines. Don't sell. Oh, don't they sell the don't they sell the dirty magazines? They do. They do. That's where I buy my dirty magazines. That's actually where I sell my dirty magazines at, just in case you were wanting to know. But anyways, you guys know I'm big on customer support, or I guess you can say dealer support is what I should say, because I did not get that at all with the X Mark. There's two dealers. The one is about 30 minutes from my house, and the other is an hour away. Neither one of those dealers helped me out at all with my X Mark, and I absolutely hated it. So I ended up getting rid of it, and I was so happy with it. Well, I went into Hustler, the Hustler dealer, and they ended up taking really good care of me. So that's the main reason why I ended up going Hustler. Now, unfortunately, like I said, I did buy them on Marketplace. They were both really good deals on Marketplace, and that's where I sold both of them. I wasn't quite ready to buy a brand new mower there yet, only because I didn't want to pay, $10,000+ again after finally paying off the X Mark that I had. I didn't want to make the big investment. I didn't want to put 10 grand down on a mower. I wanted to buy something a little bit cheaper than that, just kind of get me through, make sure I like it. And that's what I was wanting to do. So going forward, that's what I'm going to continue to do in the future. I'm going to kind of try it before you buy it, I guess you can say. I mean, even though I am buying it, at least buy a cheaper version of it and then see if I like it and then run it, which right now I'm very happy with the way that Hustler worked. And I actually thought about, so fun fact, the guy that bought the stand on from me, he bought it from me in like February of this year, like just before I decided to even get started mowing. It was maybe like around January, but either way, he bought it from me thinking that he was going to invest this money up front. And he's some kind of handyman guru out there. He works on houses and does carpentry work and things like that. He thought that he was going to be able to buy a mower and work was just going to fall in his lap and he was going to pick up all these customers. Well, he actually just called me about 2 weeks ago asking me if, because I originally told him, hey, you can mow my yard this year because I had back issues. I wasn't planning on getting into it. That was back like 3 months ago. So he called me 2 weeks ago and was asking if he can mow my yard. And I started laughing. I was like, well, no, you can't, because I started again. And he was complaining that he can't get any work. He said that he had like 3 customers or something like that. And one of the customers fired him because he mowed it weekly instead of bi-weekly. And I'm like, how are you not picking up more customers? Now I get it that our grass just ain't quite growing out here yet like it normally is, but I still feel like, I don't know. It was just kind of one of those humbling moments where it's like, well, you can't just throw money at something and expect things to happen. You got to put in the work too. And so I kind of thought about buying the mower back from him, but the mower did have high hours on it, and I knew it was going to have to come up with a rebuild or a replace the engine, and I was going to put a lot of work into it. But I was planning on keeping that mower for a very long term, or at least a very long time, anyways. And but now going forward, now that I know I love that mower, I'm gonna probably end up going back to Hustler, but we'll see. Hey David, take care, man. We'll see you soon. Thanks for coming up tonight. Good seeing you, John. Got a split. Oh, early flight in the morning, heading. Okay, well, tell them I said hello. Not that they're not already watching, but man, I hope you have a safe flight, man, out there. I'll see y'all soon. But yeah, so I'm definitely planning on getting back into the mower. What's up, Josh? Welcome back, man. Good to see you again on here. I'm definitely planning on getting back into Hustler. Oh, there we go. There's somebody down there in the basement. I see you down there, bud. I'm gonna bring you up. So, screen. There we go. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can only jump on for a couple of minutes, so I just wanted to jump on and say
Sure.
hi.
Yeah, absolutely, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm getting busy. Just we just started up a couple of weeks ago for our season, and we're booming already, so it's good.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. So how long did you start your season this year? Like how long ago has your season started?
We just started in April.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we just started doing our spring cleanups, and then now we actually cut lawns end of April, like last week. We've never cut lawns that early in April or ever. We usually start cutting second week of May, but we had a couple of our commercials that needed it, so we went and cut them. So which was good because it's extra cash, so it was
Yeah,
good.
so your season's like doing really well right now.
Oh yeah, it is. And right now it's pouring so much rain. Like it's supposed to be raining between 30 to 50 millimeters of rain in like the next couple of, like today and yesterday. So it's got a lot of rain right now. So
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, our season's been weird here. So I decided late. Like usually we're mowing in March and like the grass is just starting to go and then usually by the first week in April, I mean it's all hell breaks loose. But so
wow.
I started like April 2nd was the first day I actually started mowing myself. And some yards needed it, some yards didn't. But I think we all kind of agreed out here, all of us lawn guys, that hey, we're all going to start mowing on the first week of April, and it is what it is. So that's kind of how we started, but it's really not growing that much out here. Even now, I'm still at a point where I'm like, we need more rain, but we have some rain coming, so I'm hoping that does first week in February. Jeez, I'm trying to move out there.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, this season's been weird, but I guess it kind of worked in my favor because it's given me a chance to kind of get back into the swing of things.
Yeah. Well, it was weird. We had a week in April, like I think the second week of April is because I'm in Canada, so I'm Celsius. So, anyways, it was like 30 degrees Celsius for a week straight. I'm not sure what that's in Fahrenheit, but holy crap, it was hot. And then all of a sudden it just went back to being freezing again. So it's still cold right now, but hopefully it'll start getting warm again, get the grass growing better. But yeah, it's been a weird year for weather. It's been up and down with warm, cold, and it just won't stay one temperature.
Yeah, yeah, that's how Missouri is. It's always temperatures are always going up and down one way or the other, and it's so bipolar weather. But yeah, that's crazy that you got started mowing that early out there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's gonna be good. We're probably gonna mow a couple lawns this week again, and then second week maybe we should be able to go and do most of our lawns. So it's yeah, it's gonna be a good season. But I picked up a couple of big commercials. I lost a
Okay.
bunch of lawns, but you always pick up some, lose some, and
Yeah,
then gain some. So yeah.
yeah. Did you do any kind of advertising this year? Has it all been word of mouth? What'd you
Um,
do?
I put ads out on Facebook. I had a girl last year put make me some ads up for Facebook, so I put them out for the last like month, but I had nobody even respond to me. There's lots of action on it, like people clicking on it. So I just stopped the ads. I'm like, it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
I've had a couple people calling me over the phone from my website and whatnot. But that's all the advertising I've done. I'm trying to advertise a bit more. Like so for me, I've actually picked up almost a full week of lawn care. And then for all my other work, like do my window cleaning, my deck cleaning, deck staining, I need another crew for that. So that's why I've got the second crew this year. So I'm trying to upsell decks this year. So I've got a lot of people doing decks now, which is nice because that's good money as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty awesome. I was wanting to try and maybe venture out and doing a little more this year because I mean mowing's great. I love mowing, but we always want a little extra work and
Yeah.
trying to venture out a little more. What's up, Yvonne? I didn't realize you were in here. I always enjoy your live. You're very nice. Well, thank you. I know I can fake it till I make it. I know a little bit, anyways, but I yeah, I was looking at trying to get into maybe doing some pressure washing, but I'm kind of paranoid with pressure washing like the side of a house because my luck, somebody's gonna have a crack in their window and then they'll blame me for it. And like maybe just start off with driveways and stuff like that is what I would like to try and do.
Yeah, so pressure washing, I've slowly learned over the years. Like I used to just do with my wand for decks and that, but I would rip the decks apart. So you
Yeah.
can actually get the surface cleaner, which is a lot better. So it's a technique, and there's lots you need to learn about it. But if you're doing siding, you don't go up too close. You kind of stand back. You spray some chemical on it to clean
Okay.
it. I kind of scrub it as well sometimes, and then just lightly rinse it off.
Hmm.
But there's lots of YouTube guys out there that do pressure washing. So it's a good business. But I find that if you start to venture out doing other stuff outside of lawn care, then it's hard to keep everything in focus, trying to get everything done, you know, the lawn care and other stuff. So
Yeah.
the way I was doing lawn care Thursday and Fridays, and then I was doing everything else the rest of the week. But then now I picked up enough lawn care for the whole week, so now that's why I got the second crew to do all the other work, right? So you
Yeah.
got to be careful that trying to fit everything in, because you don't want to miss out on your lawn care if that's going to be your primary thing. But then you can also do that pressure washing and some other stuff on the side as well to try and bring more business. And if I were you, I look into doing deck cleaning, man. So what I've been doing when I go to my customers' homes, I look around at their houses and see what else they need done at their place, and I'll ask the customer, "Hey, do you want this done? Do you want that done?" And so
Mhm.
far, I've got so much work just by doing that. So I mean, if you're looking for more work, ask your customers, yeah, do you need your hedges trimmed? Do you need like maybe your deck cleaned, or like maybe your driveway power wash or whatever? And just start handing quotes out for that, and you'll be amazed how quickly you'll get more work from that.
Yeah, yeah, I'll definitely give it a try. The one thing I gotta watch, and I'm trying to watch this stuff, is I'm trying to find stuff that I can do and handle that's not gonna throw me back into the health position I was in last year. Like I absolutely want to get back into tree work because I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It was really good work, and it was really, really good money. So I want to do it, but the doctor's orders has told me not to do it anymore. So I'm like trying to watch what I do, and I've got 3 jobs right now that I need to go bid for from 3 of my customers that they want me to go trim a couple of trees, but they're low hanging branches, so it's probably like right at my head. And then there's a couple of picking up sticks and stuff like that that I'm thinking about doing, but I'm not sure if I want to do it or not just because of the health issues. So it's like I'm really picky on what I'm taking on.
Yeah, you know what? That's where the employees come in handy. But like you said earlier, it's hard to find employees, right? So that's my thing. I've got enough employees. I've had right now the 2 that are coming back have been there for 4 years. The one guy has been, this is the second year now. So if you can find reliable people that want to come back, which is the
Mhm.
hard part, and
Yeah,
it's hard enough just to find employees as well. So
yeah. Thank thank you, Yvonne. I love y'all. Good to see y'all again. What's up, Irish Bacon? How are you? But yeah, I that's the big thing is when I'm gonna try again because my goal was to always have a crew. So I'm gonna try to hire people again to come on or to come out and work. But I don't know how that's gonna work. I kind of got a bad taste in my mouth, I guess you can say, on it because nobody
yeah.
came and worked last year. But
I was gonna ask you, where are you posting ads to try and find people?
so I did Facebook and I did Indeed and I
Okay,
did Jobber is what it was called. And then
okay.
those were the 3 places I did. And then word of mouth. Word of mouth had the most, I guess, promising, but it didn't return to anything. So,
Yeah. So here's my experience with it. But like for me, I'm in like the rural college country area where there's not many people.
mm,
So I post like the same as you, like on Indeed, Facebook, and wherever else I could. I actually did a job fair as well this year, but
okay.
I had like over 10 people apply. Only 3 people out of those 10 people that said they were going to show up for interviews showed up.
Yeah.
So it's so frustrating because they all say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna show up, we're gonna show up," and they never do. So
Yeah.
for me, whoever shows up is usually the person that I take on because they're the only ones who showed up for the interview, which is hard to do because you you don't know what their work quality is like, but you just have to take them because you need the hands.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably I'm gonna try it again, but we'll see.
Yeah,
It's just a nightmare out here trying to hire people. And
yeah,
I know hiring people is gonna come with its own nightmares, but like last year I got to the point where I was kind of wanting to just hire somebody to mow and then all I do is either oversee them or help them when they need it, like when the weather's bad. But I wanted to go do more of the tree jobs myself. So my plan was to get like a smaller, like F450 dump truck, like something older because I had that commercial chipper. I was going to put it right on the back of it and it'll work great. And that was my plan. But of course, like what happened, so I didn't make that. But we're gonna try it again, but maybe this time I'll be able to flip it the other way and maybe get back into tree work, but let somebody else do it and I do the mowing. Maybe we'll see what happens.
yeah. Do you mind me asking how much you were paying the guys down there, or want to pay them?
So I was wanting to pay somebody if they were experienced. I was wanting to pay them like $22 an hour if they were experienced, or like 15 with no experience. But the big thing was when I got desperate, I was willing to pay somebody like $300 for the day and buy them breakfast, lunch, and dinner just to get them to show up. And they still wouldn't show up. And I wasn't even gonna, if it was just mowing days, maybe I wasn't even gonna come close to it when I was starting to fall out of the business side. But it's like hell, I just need somebody to show up, and nobody
That
would.
that's a good deal, man. Like $300 plus your meals. Like who would turn that down?
That's exactly what I'm saying. It's like I offered somebody a lot of money to come out and work. It was 22 an hour to come work for me if they were experienced full time, or it was
Yep.
15 an hour, and then they can earn their way up through the
Yep.
business. And whoever the first person I hired was really going to be set up because they were going to end up being a foreman and kind of running the show long term, going another year later or so.
Yeah.
But nobody wanted to show up. So I got desperate, and I had customers started backing off as I was getting into a decline on my health. So then it got to a point where I'm like, all right, look, here's $300 for the day. I just need this, and this done. Here's lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and still no call, no showed.
That blows my mind. Like for me, like I said, I've got 6 people hired this year, and there's so much work out there that I don't know why people don't want to come work.
Yeah.
They rather sit on their butt and do nothing and find that perfect job. Who's going to pay them the high dollar? But you can't get the high dollar unless you start at the bottom, work your way up. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, I'll come work for you for $300 a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll come down, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that wasn't like everyday thing. That was just
Yeah.
the one time I got desperate. Here, this is. But I mean, I had gotten to the point where it was like, especially now, if I get back into tree work, yeah, we could maybe work something out there because that was some good work there. But,
yeah.
But yeah, it got to the point I was just desperate. And Debbie, yeah, come on out. I'll hire you out here again. Let's not go there. Yeah. Irish bacon. Hang on, I'm gonna catch up with a couple comments real quick. Have to throw a Gatorade too. Gatorade, see, I've got a 5-gallon, one of those 5-gallon water jugs that I fill up, and some days it's either water or some days it's Gatorade. I'll get those Gatorade powder packet things, and you mix it with water, and then so yeah, I'll throw in some Gatorade on that their Irish bacon. Oh, Paul, big son, California, get great. Damn, you have a hectic schedule. Yeah, I can't. I can barely keep up. I would like to post more than I do right now. I would like to at least post 2 videos a week, and then maybe do a live once a week or once every other week. But with the full-time job and mowing on the 2 days I have off, and then trying to edit a video and stuff like that, and then balance life, I don't really have the opportunity to post a whole lot more right now.
It's hard to post. I've been pretty consistent for the last few years, posting 2 videos a week. But just last couple of weeks, I've been slipping. I've only been doing 1 a week. I just don't have time to shoot videos or get them out. But I want to do more, but I just don't have time to. It's hectic trying to keep up with your work schedule and then come home and do that. And then I've got 2 small kids too, so I can't just bugger off and go do that. You got to look after your family as well. So it's hard to keep up with it.
Yeah, see, I learned that the hard way last year, man. That family is the most important thing, and just enjoying life is the most important thing. Because it got to a point where I stopped watching YouTube. I stopped watching lawn care YouTube. I went to like a whole nother page where I was just watching like car related videos, stuff like that I'm into. But I didn't want to watch anything lawn care related. I didn't want to talk about it because I was so depressed, I was so down, I was so beat up, and I was so hurt from not being able to work. And I really kind of watched my baby disappear from me because I had been doing it for 4.5 years. And I got to a point, I'm just like, you know what, I'm done. I stopped making videos and I stopped watching them as my business started to decline. And then as I sold everything out, then I'm like, I'm just done with it. But then randomly, I just got a thorn. I guess you can say up my butt here recently. It was literally like, what was it? It was like the 2nd or 3rd week in March. And I saw a few yards that I'm like, hey, that's getting close to being mowed. And I'm like, man, you know what? I'm feeling really good. This is the best I've felt in a very long time. Maybe I just needed the winter off to take a break and rest and get my health back right. And I'm like, you know what? Let's try this again. So I sent a couple of text messages. One, it was like a Saturday night. I was off work. I was sitting out on my back porch, sitting out on the back porch, sending out a couple of texts, and I made a couple of phone calls, and I ended up picking up like 6 or 7 customers right then and there that already haven't signed up with another service again. And come to find out, to tell you guys how much people don't like to work out here. So I sold my route to a local guy here last year. He's a younger guy. He's maybe a few years younger than me. He was trying to build his business back up and everything. I sold all of my customers to him last year, minus the apartment complexes he didn't want, which me and the I guess you can say the property manager of the apartment complexes, me and him kind of got on bad terms there towards the end. So I just kind of left him open for his own. But that's another subject for another time. But anyway, so I sold my route to him, and all of my customers said that he showed up once from the last time. So I quit in June. He showed up once and never showed up again for the rest of the year. and that was it. So it's like, well, he paid me money for it. It wasn't much, but it was a couple $100 that he paid me for all those customers, and he maybe mowed them once. He might have recouped his money there, but either way, it's like that kind of gives him a bad name, because now if I go out again, I'm not going to give him back those customers anymore. I'm going to find somebody else.
Yeah. That's crazy. There's one company, I don't know if you guys know business, but somebody told me that they're looking for another lawn care person because apparently this guy sits at the coffee shop more than he mows lawns. I'm like, how do you stay in business? Like,
Yeah.
Like I make sure I show up every week, man. Every week to get those lawns, man. You can make some good money doing it. But people who just come and cut and just like, I don't know, man. I don't know how they do that. Just go out and cut the lawns. People want you there. Go do it. Don't just sit at a coffee shop all the time, just wasting time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Go out. People want it. That's like the guy that bought my mower from me. It's complaining about not getting work. It's like people want it, but they don't want to put in the work to go get it.
No.
And that's why I'm back starting at kind of zero. I started from zero and I'm trying to build myself back up again. And I actually really like this kind of grind. It's stressful as hell when you got so much stuff going on the other side. But at the end of the week, when I'm looking back and I'm reading all the happy texts from customers and stuff like that, I'm like, I love doing this. It's like I wish I never had to stop. And then, yeah, Josh, I can't blame Ronaldo there for making fun of you there, since it is just a John Deere, but I won't hold that against you, though. No, just kidding, man. Yeah. Oh, did we lose you? Oh, there you go. Okay. No. And then, see everyone using surface cleaner. What's up, money making Mike G? Good to see you again. You feel free to come on up here on the broadcast here with us as well. Love to catch up with you. Like I said, man, everybody is welcome to come on up. You are all welcome. Come on up. Let's chat it up. It's always a lot nicer to be face to face chatting than it is reading text messages.
I was gonna ask you, are you using any battery powered equipment at all?
So not yet, but it is very, very high on my list. So like I'm running the Hyper Tough trimmer right now, and I'm kind of running that. And I'm running off of one of those 2-gallon fuel cans of pre-mixed fuel. And I said, when that is up, I'm going to buy another battery powered trimmer, and I'm going to go battery powered. Nice. So I'm looking at a battery powered trimmer and blower right now. And I'm kind of comparing different ones. I've got something in mind, but I don't want to ruin what I'm thinking yet. Yeah. And then we'll see. But I am going to go battery-powered trimmer, battery-powered blower, and I'm probably going to get my hands on a battery-powered, kind of a battery-powered push mower there in the future, but that's more longer term.
So last year, I bought the Toro 60-volt mower, the commercial one. It's been working pretty good so far. I'd like to know how it's going to work this spring with the thicker grass, but it was working pretty good last fall for us. So and I've got something else in the works to get some more electric stuff here, but I don't want to say anything yet because it's going to be coming up pretty soon. So, but yeah, I'm on and off about it because we have so many lawns to do, and you need so many batteries to keep it going. It's just I don't know. It's
So when I did large properties last year, like the apartment complexes, the duplex, and the several acre properties that I did, I was absolutely against battery. I'm like, it's going to go dead halfway through the property, if not before, and I'm going to have to change them out, carry them. I'm like, screw that. I'm just going to go gas. Well, now that I've changed things up and I'm no longer doing larger properties and I'm only doing smaller properties, now I'm like, okay, that battery might make it through one whole day anyways of me, which I'm only mowing for 2 days right now anyways. For now, the big time goal is to try and go back full time lawn care again and mow several days, but we'll get there. But I am highly, highly, highly interested in going battery powered equipment this year.
So the Toro 60-volt that I have, it's actually pretty good. Like we don't actually use the push mower that often, and I was finding the one battery that we were using, it was lasting the whole day for what we were using. But it's kind of cool because it's got like an auto mode and a like a slower mode.
Okay.
So when you put it on like the manual mode, it's not as high power. But if it hits like a big thick pasture grass, it'll kick in harder and faster to go through that. Then once it's through do that, it'll go back to lower mode. So you're not using as much battery. And then if you are cutting thicker stuff all the time, then you can put it on the higher mode and it will keep going through there. So I haven't tested on the high mode yet to see how long the batteries last, but we've been using it on the lower mode and it's been working fine for us so far.
Okay.
So but that mower in Canada was like $2,500. It was expensive.
Jeez Louise.
Justin. Yeah, it was expensive, but I was looking at getting another mower anyways, so I figured I'll try the one battery, and we've got a gas one as well. So we've got one of each, just in case, you know, the gas one dies or if the battery one dies, and we've got a backup. So
Yeah, that's pretty wild. That's an expensive mower. So I'm really interested in that Ego zero turn mower that's battery powered, especially now knowing what I know now. But again, not as a main mower, I don't think, but as a mower, I want to get my hands on just to use and abuse and see what I can do. But
yeah, I always like to have a
yeah,
backup of everything just in case, you know, because if you're out
yep,
there with one trimmer and it dies down, you need something else, or same with
yep.
the push mower and whatever else. So it's always good to have backups of everything.
Yep. I will still stand by the fact that I think the Echo SRM 225, as of right now, with my experience, has been the hands down best trimmer I have ever owned. So I had one. It was the original one I ever bought back 4 years ago when I was mowing the original apartment complex that I used to live at. And that thing had been through hell and high water before it finally gave out. It gave out the not last year before I sold my business, but it was December before that. I was doing a brush job, and the motor just seized up. It went and just cut out, and then it locked up. But I ended up keeping that one as a parts trimmer, and I ended up buying a brand new one that same in that December, I believe it was. I bought that same one for last season. But I will stick with that was the best one, with the exception of the Hyper Tough 2-stroke trimmer that I'm running right now. Has been my favorite trimmer, believe it or not. But
Man, I've had no luck with the Echo, man. I bought an Echo 3020 trimmer, and that thing has so much power over my stills. But within 3 weeks of owning it, the head gasket blew on it, and we didn't
okay,
do anything. And I guess right out of the factory, they didn't torque any of the screws properly.
yep.
So when I took it in to get it fixed, they're like, "Whoa, what did you do to it?" I'm like, "I didn't touch anything. I put it together out of the box and just ran it." So it was fixed under warranty, and then actually I just took it in the shop again because the on off button's not working. It stays turned on. Now I think this trimmer is about 3 or 4 years old now. But I just had no luck with Echo. And then I've got the two PB8010s, or sorry, PB 8010s, and nonstop issues with those.
Really?
Yep. And then I usually run still, so I've got going back to still now, but I never have any issues with my still equipment. But Echo, man,
Okay.
like Echo is a little bit cheaper, but they have so much more power than the stills. But I've had no luck with them, man. Just nonstop issues with them. So I really wanted to get that 9010, but I said nope. I'm gonna go back to still, because if I get this 9010 and I have problems with it again, I'm just gonna be angry, right? So
Yeah.
I'm staying away from Echo. I'm just starting to slowly buy my still equipment back again. So
I respect that. I never got to buy the Echo 9010. That's what I wanted to
yeah,
buy for fall season last year, but I never got to. I had a buddy out here. He might be watching. Shout out to Adam Dalton if he's watching. But he owned Hungry Cow Lawn Care, and he owned one. And I got to use one on a leaf cleanup that we collaborated on, and
yeah,
that thing was an absolute beast. But
mm,
I don't remember if he ever had any issues with it.
yeah. Well, I kind of got mad this year because I've got that fair stand-on blower as well, right? So last fall it broke down on us halfway through the season. So I took it in to get it fixed, got it fixed right before we were done, so we couldn't use it again. And then this spring I was using around my house, no problem. Then went to use it on the first customer's cleanup for the spring, and the streets wouldn't open. So I took it to the
Mm.
shop. I still haven't got it back, and our cleanups are done now. So I'm like nonstop issues with equipment, which is kind of frustrating. I'm not mechanical, so I don't know how to fix any engine. So I was always to the shop. It goes to me. So there's never a quick fix for me. But whatever. That's just the way it goes with lawn care equipment, right? Everything
Yeah.
seems to break down at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Yeah, you have a
Yeah,
backup and your backup goes down when your
yeah,
main one's broken down. Yeah, that's my luck. But yeah, I yeah, I'm really excited for everyone this year. You know, I think I know there's been a lot of changes since I was last I've been around in the lawn care thing. I've seen a lot of changes. You know, I binge watch everyone's YouTube just about every day now, especially Sundays. Sundays and Monday evenings are the two. Saturday evenings, Sunday evenings, and Monday evenings are the three evenings I'm usually really binge watching YouTube a lot. And I've seen that everyone's been going through a lot of changes and stuff like that. And I'm really excited for everyone this year. I think it's gonna be a really good year. Hopefully for me as well.
yeah. Well, you'll be able to build your business back up pretty quickly by the sounds of it. I don't think you have any issues.
Yeah. What's up, Carlo? Good to see you again. And man, I tried to shout out on like every one of your videos, Carlo, last night to see if I can get your attention to come up. I don't know how else to get in touch with you. I am on Instagram, but I actually just made a Facebook page today for John's Daily Hustle. So if anybody's watching, you can go look up John's Daily Hustle on Facebook and follow it. I think I'm doing that right. I'm not familiar with how to do like a YouTube or a Facebook page or whatever, but just want to try and stay in touch with everybody a little more and let everybody know. But shout out to you, Carlo. Yeah, I'm excited though, especially with knowing what I've learned over the last 4 years. Facebook page. Yep. So you got one too. So yeah, just you should be able to search John's Daily Hustle and you should find my. I just made it today, so maybe you won't be able to find it yet. Give it like 24 hours if you can't or whatever. But I yeah, I'm really excited. So my goal, I would love to stay working a full-time job and do lawn care full time for as long as I really can. That was the one downside that I said I wish I kept doing in the very beginning back 4 years ago. I felt like I grew too fast. And I will still kind of stick with that because I still wish I kept my full time job and mowed at the same time. But it got to a point, I mean, it was tough because I made more money mowing than I do at my full time job. So it's like, why would I continue going working for someone else when I'm making more money for myself? But I'm hoping to be able to balance that life this year. And then next March, just absolutely hit it hard with however many customers I've got and whatever I've got and go full time next March. But I also know myself, and I'm going to be completely honest, I am a bad employee when it comes to working a 9 to 5, clocking in somewhere. Now, going and helping a friend, working for a friend, I'm great. I'll work my ass off as hard as I can. But when it comes to working a 9 to 5, waking up every day, doing the same thing every day, it gets old. And I love the getting out there and just working hard for myself and making a name for myself. So I've got a feeling that if things can, keep my fingers crossed, if things can keep going, I'm hoping to be able to go full time this year pretty quickly. But at the same time, I'm wanting to stay full time at both for a while. So it's like a double-edged sword here.
So what's your full-time job that you do?
So I work at a Harley Davidson dealership here
Okay.
in my town, and I'm a consultant there. So pretty much I just
Nice.
ride motorcycles all day and sell motorcycles to people.
Nice.
So it's a fun job. But at the end of the day, I make a lot more in one day mowing than I do there in a week. So it's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's funny, man. So, some people always ask me like, you can't make that much money in mowing. And I'm like, well, I make way more money than I would work in a regular job
Yeah.
on a good day of mowing, right? Even with my employees, I still make some good money. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, this is a good business career. If you want to do mowing, man, it can get big pretty fast, and you can build a really good business with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping to do. We'll see. It gets tough because, like I said, man, I do enjoy I do enjoy working for myself. I'm not going to work for a 9 to 5 job as hard as I'm going to work for myself. Like even now, before I got on here, I was getting on Facebook, trying to get my business name out there, posting on it, things like that. When it comes to the 9 to 5, I am all for that company from 9 to 5 because then after that, I don't want nothing to do with them. So it kind of sucked too because I gave my number, my business phone number for my lawn care company. I put that on my business cards for the Harley store. So I get customers texting me from Harley store like at like 8:30 at night when I'm back at home. And it's like I'm trying to be good for my job and like kind of give them answers, but at the same time I'm getting pissed because it's like, look, I'm just giving you answers that aren't going to do anything for me. It's like just come buy the motorcycle. That's all I need. And then if they already bought it, there's usually, oh, it needs this or it needs that. And I'm like, well, call me at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. But I hate to be like that and be a dick. But now when it comes to my business, it's like from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'm back there just grinding on it, trying to get as many customers to, come on my way.
So when your customers are texting you, man, I've got some customers who text me like 10:30, 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I'm like,
Yep.
I'm sleeping, man. I can't, like, I go to bed at 10 o'clock every night.
Yep.
That's my schedule, right? But then I'll get texted way past. I'm like, oh my gosh, like who stays up that late to text the customers? Like, well, why don't you just text me during the regular day hours? Why do you have to text me in the middle of the night? I find it so strange sometimes. But do you have the same problem? People text you like all hours?
I do. So it got to a point. So the last 2 years I've been really good at. So my business hours, I think I have set on Google from like 7. I think I lowered it to 7 a.m. to like 7 p.m. So I might be working after that, but I'm not going to answer my phone between those times unless it's for a customer whose yard I'm on right at that moment. Like if it's 8:02 and I'm finishing up the last yard and that customer texts me, I will respond back to that. But I got really good at, if it's not a customer or if it's a customer that I'm not with right at that moment, if it's after those two times, I will not respond back to them until the next morning or whatever. And that took a little bit to get used to. But like right now, I'm back on the early stages of building my business again. So now it's like, oh yeah, customer texts me, here, let me respond back really quickly. And then it also gets awkward when I'm at my day job and I'm with a customer there. So I'm trying to give them the best experience I can. But then I've got a customer calling me from my lawn care side. And then it's like, hey, this is John Fields from Fields Lawn Care. And I'm standing in front of a guy that's about to buy a motorcycle. And he's like, wait a minute, I thought you sell motorcycles. I want to be like, yeah, I don't actually work here. But no, it gets awkward sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my problem. Like I want to always constantly text people back right away, but I gotta get in the habit of stop doing that. Only especially with my emails. Like emails come all day, I'll start looking at them during the day and not respond. Then I go back to get them and I forget what I've done. So I'm trying to not look at them until I get home, right? So
yeah, it gets awkward, man. It gets really hard doing that too sometimes.
Yeah.
I try to not respond back to those late texts. Like not Facebook Marketplace, but like Facebook Messenger is a big one. People will message me at like 1 a.m. in the morning. Hey, can you come cut my yard? And I've kind of gotten onto it now where I've gotten really big at picking up spammers. So usually the ones that do that are usually the ones that are trying to spam you or scam you somehow. I said spammer, but same thing. So most of the time, if they do that, and if I look at their profile, if it doesn't look like a real profile, I will not respond back to them. What's up, Carlo?
I get them damn calls all day long.
Yeah. I'm glad you were able to make it on, man. I wasn't sure how else to get a hold of you. I was, like I had said earlier, man, I was like spamming every one of your videos I can to try and get you to have my notification up there telling you I'm doing live tonight.
Oh, I did. I was cleaning up the garage here because I just gave my dog a bath, and I figured, well, I got some time to kill before you come on.
Yeah.
You're not coming up till 9, and I lost track of time. I was like, oh no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's past 9. So I said, let me try to get on here really quick.
That's all good, man. I'm glad you were able to make it on. I'm glad everyone's able to make it on. I appreciate everybody coming on tonight.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back, man. And I was really scared and worried. I thought obviously something did happen to you, but I was just like, my mind was running, and I was thinking to myself, there was one video you did where you were talking about you got hit by a car, and then I'm thinking they probably looked back, saw that you were videoing at the same time, and probably snagged you for being on the phone at the same time and sued the shit out of you or something. That's what I thought happened.
That was 2 years ago, but I believe that may have been the start to my health issues anyway, possibly. I ended up, let's see, I started the season, it was like February. I was doing a couple of tree jobs last year. I started to feel like crap, like my back was getting rough, just bending over was becoming harder. And then it got to the point, the end of February, just before my season got going, I really started to get rough. Just walking started to hurt. And then the beginning of the season, it got to the point where I couldn't stand up straight. I couldn't bend over. I couldn't walk without being in excruciating pain. And then it got bad, and then just downhill climb. And then the other part that sucked too is my wife had health issues right at the same time, and she was out of work for about 10 months anyways. So we were solely relying on my income back then. So luckily, my business did the best it ever had between March and like June, July, somewhere around there, with the tree work and everything I got into. But then when I got out of it, we're both sitting here like twiddling our thumbs, like, oh shit, we need money. We're both out of work. What are we doing? But luckily, I ended up I had a procedure done. They wanted to give me surgery, but I told them absolutely not because I'm only 29. And they wanted to basically do surgery on my spine, but instead they ended up giving me a big shot with a needle about that long and about that fat. That thing freaking hurt. And they numbed me, and I still felt every bit of it and said I won't go do that again. I'm sorry?
What was it, like C5 in your lower back or C4?
Yeah, it was L4 and L5 is what blew out on me. And it started out, it was a herniated disc, bulging and herniated and pinching my sciatic nerve is how it started, but then it ended up blowing out.
And your back looked like this, didn't it?
Yep. Yeah, I couldn't stand up straight. Like I was constantly hunched over.
When you would walk, your back. Yeah.
Have a good night, Bama.
Yeah, mine back went to the side. I had the same.
Yeah.
I had the exact same thing. I know exactly what you're talking about. It almost it put me out of the construction. I was in construction. I was real good. I finally moved up from being a grunt, knowing nothing, to being a project assistant manager, and then blew my back out with some stupid helper of somebody else helping me. Dropped a 14-foot 8x8 landscaping timber before I said to drop it, and I had the whole thing on my hand. And so it went down. It just blew my back out, and I didn't know what a black back out blowing was. I just thought it was pain. But as the months went on, man, I was done, and I left the company because they went out of business. I couldn't sue them or go back, and I wasn't interested in that kind of shit. I just want to work. I just want to work. You know what I mean?
Yep. Oh, I absolutely know what you mean.
For years, I had that pain, and it comes back from time to time. It never goes away.
Yeah.
But you had the surgery, so you're probably good.
Yeah, so far I feel really good. I mean, occasionally at work, because I move, some of those motorcycles I move are really heavy. They're 1,100-pound motorcycles. So sometimes when I move it, I feel something in my lower back down there, like right around where I had those issues.
You know what helps?
Like
walking.
A pulled muscle. But walking, yeah. So far it seems like walking does really help the tension in my lower back, as long as I'm not. I can't necessarily run, but I also can't. I can't really be picking up a bunch of heavy stuff, and lots of bending over and picking stuff up I can't do because that flares it up again. So I was telling Red Rock Maintenance that I am like really trying to watch what I do this year, because I don't want the same thing to happen as that happened last year. So I'm trying to watch what jobs I pick up and trying to see how I can ease my way back into tree work without actually having to do it myself. Carl, I think you cut out
tree
a
work's
little
dangerous,
bit.
man. I watched. Yeah, it's cutting out. I've seen it cut out. It's cutting out. Am I okay now?
Okay.
Or,
yeah, you're cutting out a little bit still, but you should be all right.
To kind of like Max Headroom.
Yeah. You cut out a little bit. You sound like a robot, and you look like a robot sitting there moving a little bit, but But you're all right. I can still hear you. I'm just letting you know. I also think there's a big lag between you and me, is what it sounds like. Hey, Sean Stafford, what up? What up, buddy?
You know what? It's really windy here, and the Wi-Fi is probably going crazy.
Yeah. My Wi-Fi sucks. I'm really surprised it hasn't cut out or absolutely just ended this live stream. What's up, Sean? There's one of my local guys there. He's helping me out a lot.
Yeah, I gotta jump off now, but it was good talking to you, John, man. I hope everything goes good for you this season, and man, keep rocking out, and you're gonna kill it this year.
I hope so, man. Same to you, brother. I'm glad you were able to make it out, and it's good talking to you again, man.
Thanks. All right,
we'll definitely catch you on the next one. It's just you and me now. But anyway, yeah, I'm wanting huh?
How much did I miss?
What do you mean? Oh, like from the stream?
Yeah.
About 45 minutes or so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's all good, man. You were able to make it on.
There.
Yeah.
Your time's different where you're at? You said 9 o'clock, right? Or...
Yeah, it's 8:30 here.
Oh, okay. I figured 9. I figured you were going on at 9.
Yeah,
I got that.
Yeah, I think I had it set because I really had no idea what time I was going to be able to make it live tonight with everything going on. So I think I had it set on YouTube between like 7:30 and 9:30 Central Time, because I had no idea what times I was going to work, or maybe it was like 7:30 and 8:30 or something like that. I was going to start, and then as it got closer, I knew I was going to start around 7:30 tonight. So that's why I ended up. Everything worked out. I was like, screw it, I'm jumping on. I got those nervous bubbles again from jumping on here. I haven't done this in so long. I'm like,
I busted my eye out last year doing tree work.
Oh yeah.
I was staying away from anything above my head. I had the extension pole out, and I figured I'm just gonna do a couple trims. The guy wanted some extra stuff. I can make a little bit extra money, no big deal. Yeah. The one time I wasn't wearing my freaking helmet. I wore it all the time. I didn't wear it one time. The branch came down, and it didn't go all the way, so it swung. And when it hit the ground, it curved to the wood. I didn't even see that. And it hit me like somebody came out of second base somewhere and just sucker punched me with a bat in the face. it almost broke my eye socket. I had to go to the doctor. So the doctor said, "Good thing you came because we're looking at this and we think your eye socket is broken." I was like, "There's no
Wow.
way. Come on, man." I was like,
Yeah. That sucks.
they took an X-ray. I actually had that video. I made a video, but it actually happened while I was recording.
Really?
Like, holy shit!
So I was getting into tree work last year before my health issues, and there's a school in Ohio that teaches you like all the like climbing gear and dropping trees and tying ropes and dropping it down. And I don't remember the price of it, but that's what I was planning on doing in January. Like I was signing myself up for it. What's up, Elite Man? Good to see you again. I was planning on going and doing that. And I guess it just worked out that my health issues kicked in. I guess you can say it just wasn't meant for me to go do that. But I'm glad it kicked in when it did instead of me paying. It was like $1,100 or something like that to go do that school. To be an arborist is what it was. It was arborist training. That's what I was wanting to go do because I really enjoyed doing that kind of work. But of course, everything happened. So
if you're going to do that, you almost have to have training or work for a company and have somebody teach you. Because I tell you what, I did a tree that was scary because the tree looked like it was dying. So I cut it and I had a dead man hang, which I had no idea. Go on YouTube, watch YouTubers show me how to cut it. And I did it, sure enough, it worked. But man, was it scary not knowing what to do at first. And it was funny because I cut it and then it got hung on another tree. I'm like,
oh
really?
Yeah, that's
I cut it, got hung on another tree. I was like, man, this is going to be too difficult.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was doing everything
that
from the.
That wasn't the last time because then I finally.
Yeah, I was doing everything I could from the ground, minus with a pole saw or with a ladder. But then there was a couple of jobs, like the job that my back blew out on. I was on the roof of a house holding a pole saw off, and that's what I was using to trim the tree with. And that's when my back blew out. Was on the roof. But luckily, it was on the roof, and I fell back. And luckily, that happened instead of me being up in a tree, climbing a tree, and cutting stuff down. And then it goes out because then I'd have been in some real shit. It is hard work, but man, I loved it. I may have like 2 videos for you guys. I really did. You're not kidding. I may have 2 videos for you guys coming out whenever I get around to downloading the content. So I've got the wood chipper that I had. I've got a video specifically for that. And I have like 1 tree job I think I recorded before my health just declined to the point where I stopped YouTube. Like I stopped watching, stopped making videos. So we'll see. But there should be 2 videos for sure you guys are probably going to like of the tree work I was doing. I find it a lot of fun. Like I'd rather do trees than mow grass, but now I can't. So
tree work is fun. Let me tell you, just playing with the chainsaws is fun. But
yeah, exactly.
The liability factor is just not. I'm just too afraid of it. That's why I don't do power washing because of the liability factor. Hey,
that's what I was just talking to Red Rock Maintenance about.
I got an accident
the liability side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Red Rock Maintenance about getting into it.
Think about this: if you destroy the lighting, you're responsible for it. What happens if water gets in the house? They got a bad sealed window somewhere. Man,
See, that's exactly what I said. My luck.
Mildew getting in the windows, into sills.
Yep, that's exactly what I said. My luck. I want to get into pressure washing.
Because I did construction and I've seen water damage and what water damage can do, and it's not cheap. It's expensive to fix all that. I mean, you're ripping the wall out, taking the insulation out, going all the way down to it, hitting it with bleach on the inside now to kill all the mold.
Yep.
And
yeah, I wanted to get into pressure washing, but I was talking to Red Rock Maintenance about that. My luck that there's going to be a crack in the window and water is going to get in, and that's exactly what will happen. It'll be my fault and on me. But not to change subject real quick. Littles, how's firewood going for you? Because that was something I wanted to get into and do. Was getting the firewood, especially with doing the tree work.
The Littles get into firewood finally?
That's what he said, yeah. Irrigation. Josh, I seen your video. You're already getting into irrigation work.
Do a couple fallen trees. Wow.
Yeah. That was my goal. I was telling those guys, with the tree work I was getting into, I was collaborating with some of the larger companies here in my area, and they were giving me some of the jobs that were too small for them to do because, they're only going to touch it if they're going to make X amount on it. So I was taking up those jobs, and that's how I really got into it. And then word of mouth from my customers, I'm like, hey, I do tree work. And they're like, oh, hey, we got these low-hanging branches. Go cut them down. I'm like, okay, cool. $60K in debt was overwhelming at age 26. All the overhead, full shop. Yeah, full 4-time workers. Wow. Yeah. So you started over like me before then. Okay. So I'm not the only one that's had to start over. Starting over is humbling, man. It is probably the worst feeling, man. I don't like it, but at the same time, it's kind of a good feeling because it's a fresh start, and I mean, you have the experience and the knowledge to restart again. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm kind of excited for it. It sucks I have to do it, but I'm also excited.
I had to start over when I went from construction to lawn care, but there was a pause in between where I couldn't do anything. One, because of my back, and two, there was no work in 2007, 8 when the economy crashed. It's almost like what's happening right now. Almost, you're almost at that like point where but you're actually ahead of it though. And I wanted to go sell cars like you did. Did the same
Oh,
thing.
really?
I couldn't find the job, and I'm walking. Yeah, and somebody told me, "Go work over there. They'll hire you." I'm like, "Whatever." As soon as I walked in there, they stood up and said, "You want a job? Well, we got you one. Come over here. You're hired." It's like,
Wow.
really? Boy, I lost
Yeah.
them more money than I made when I first got started.
Yeah. So
I thought
did
they were going to get rid
cars.
of me, but no, they kept me around.
Yeah, I did cars before I went to motorcycles. So I started in cars. Let's say I quit. I quit in June, and I guess it was July, August. I think I started at a car dealership August last year, and I went from August to like January, I think it was. And it was probably the worst car dealership I could have ever worked for here in the area. They were very toxic. It sucked. But I ended up, so I was there for 6 months total. 2 of those months were training, and then the 4 other months I led in sales the entire time there. And it was fun work, kind of some of the time when you got to drive all the different cars, but that place really, really sucked. And Sean, if you're still watching, don't buy a car through Reliable Chevy. They freaking suck. But anyways, um,
That's so
if
funny.
John, you deliver the fire.
You worked for a also. That's so weird, man.
Yep. Yep. One thing I
Yeah,
learned is
that
if it's a
knowledge is
good
valuable,
dealership
though.
to work for, they're not hiring. And if it's a bad dealership to work for, they're always hiring. So that's something I learned about car dealerships.
Well, the one I worked at was a bad experience, a toxic environment just from the managers, but the dealership was a solid, top-notch dealership. So it was like a conundrum. You know what I mean? It was like, your place, but the people that ran it were just asinine stupid. I mean, like, they were just, I think they got by and just knowing that they were the only Chevy dealer in the area, and people just walked in their door by accident.
Yeah.
And they made sales. So it was like, that's how they made their money. But in reality, I worked at other dealerships, and they did things so much better and more efficient. And I was like, the hell is wrong? They made the salesperson do everything at that place. I mean, from the sale to filling up the gas tanks to cleaning not cleaning the car, but gassing it, moving it around, going up and down offices, taking paperwork. What if you had 2 or 3 customers? You couldn't do anything with them because you're running around like a chimpanzee, swinging from ropes to ropes, trying to get one customer settled. And then you know what happens. What if something happens in the finance and they blow out? Now you wasted all that time, that customer. And around here, we have a lot of General Motors employees that are somehow affiliated. Like everybody's affiliated with freaking General Motors somehow. So it was all GMS deals 99% of the time. It was like, really?
Yep.
And you know what that is? That's a bottom line sale. You don't make nothing. You make minimal. I think we made $75 per car.
Dang. So
you spend 4 hours with that person. That's poverty.
You said $75 per car?
That was poverty.
Jeez Louise. So we at least made more than that.
Now it's more. But now they went up.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had the potential to make good money there, but the dealerships, the owners were greedy. So they would they'd say, oh, this car needed that or that car needed that, and it cost money. And then you look at your pay stub and you're like, what the hell? I worked all every day on my day off. I led in sales the entire 4 times there. And let's just say it kind of goes to show you something. If I led in sales and I left that place still, so there's a reason for it. So they called me about a month later. So it's been like 2-3 months ago now. They called me and they offered me $1,000 to come back, but I had to work there for 190 days to get it. And I'm like, that's still not worth it. You could offer me $10,000 today and I'm still not coming back. I'm like, screw y'all.
This is what I learned from the car business. If you're out there and you don't have nothing to do and you want to work in a car business, stay the hell away from new cars. Go right into used cars.
Yep.
Because what happens is the new car dealership are set up for a high turnover. They want puppets. They want people to just bring the sales
Yep.
the sales to the desk, and they want to run it.
Yep.
Because until you're there for a long time and then you build up a clientele and then you're running your own thing, it's a different story. But you have to like go through the ringer for a while, and it's all based on how much flow of people you bring in and they respect you. It's like an old-fashioned hierarchy monarchy from England. The way it's running there, it's like you're a peasant. Look at it as you're a peasant coming in, and you have nobility, and you got people that remember the house mouse was the cheese, people that get all that stuff.
Yep.
The same words go through every dealership. It's funny. They use the same damn lingo. It's so weird.
Yep.
Like, where did this lingo come from?
So that comment right
And,
there,
you
that
know,
that the end of
then
that
they get all
comment
excited
really did it
when
for
they make
me.
money on somebody. Like, oh, I cracked their head. I cracked their head.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, the dishonest, being miserable and dishonest all around. That
I've seen
is
some dirty
absolutely
shit.
true.
I felt bad when I finally made good money on somebody and they were old folks, and I was like, oh God, man, I feel bad. I felt like I didn't even want to go back to work anymore. I was like, there's no way I can't even.
So the most money I made,
or these things happen to me.
Yeah, so the most money I made on cars was on one car. It was a brand new Chevy Tahoe RST with the Eco Diesel in it, or whatever Chevy's diesel is, the 4-cylinder diesel they put in it, the Duramax. I made $1,800 off of that car for the entire month, just off of that
sticker
car. But man, it sucked because that customer came back, and we sold them everything, because where I worked, we got paid on the front end and the back end. But that was what I learned is the dealership, what they would do is they'd let you make a lot of money on, one of the early on. So you think you're about to make a lot of money, but then they got greedy as the month went on to where you don't really make shit. And it's like, well, you know what? I'm going to screw y'all. I'm going to go find somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'd rather go work Chick-fil-A than work at a car dealership. So that sucks because I love cars. I absolutely love cars, love anything with motors and wheels, which is why I work at a Harley Davidson dealership now. And the cars, it could have been a fun job, but that was the most miserable job. Like Elite said, that was the most miserable job, and being dishonest. I had to be a shady car salesman to sell cars, and that sucked.
See, I wasn't shady, and I was too damn honest, and I would sell cars just on that fact, but I wasn't making any money. You know how many customers come up and say, I bought a car, I wasn't going to buy a car today, but this guy was so honest. I remember hearing this over and over again. Was so honest, pushed me. I'm buying something. I was like, what? I actually made a lot of friends that way through people, community, and different people that actually had my back for different reasons, which was what turned out to be pretty good, because I actually had a bail bondsman one time bail me out, and because I sold them cars and made good money, made a good deal for them, dude came back, gave me like $1 cash tip, and then I remember that, so I used them when I was in trouble. And sure enough, they were right there. But then other things, and it was interesting. But there was a lot of just it's a world I don't want to go back to. You know what I'm talking about. It's just weird.
Absolutely. That's pretty good money there, Elite.
It's like you feel like you're locked there. You're locked into that place. You can't go nowhere.
Yeah. See, that's what they think. They think that. Yeah, that's what they think. They think that they're the only place to work. That's what happened to the place I worked at. They think that that's the only place you can work, and they try to make you think like, oh, you can't go anywhere and make this money. It's like, yeah, you can. What's up, Mr. Christopher? How are you? Howdy. How's it going, my man? Yeah, that wasn't interesting. It could have been fun. I mean, there was some fun aspects, like getting to drive brand new C8 Corvettes and stuff like that, but for the most part, all the politics.
I remember the ZR.
Everything else sucked.
The ZR1s.
Yep.
Did you have to drive a ZR1 Corvette?
I did. So we had a Z28 Camaro.
We had a
ZR1 Corvette.
Yep.
And we had the brand new C8. It was a 2LT Corvette C8. It was like a real baby blue, and that was a very, very fun car to drive. But it was also a very expensive car to drive. It was $112,000, and that's used. Yeah. I'm doing well, Christopher, man. Good to see you tonight. Thanks for coming by tonight.
Probably 2010, 2008, sometime there when they first came out with the 6-body, whatever called the older body, and some bitch was so damn fast, scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I tried to get it. I tried to get it because we had a used when they came in later, and I said I'm taking this bitch out into the parking lot and see what it can do. I couldn't get it out of first, second. I was done. Put it back and parked it. I said,
Yeah.
nope, not touching it. I'm not touching it. There's more
tell you
power in this car than I even want to handle.
The car, yeah. I'll tell you, the car that scared the crap out of me would have been believe it or not, it was a Tesla Model X that we had got in. It was the P whatever performance version it was. It was performance. Well, when he had a snowstorm back here, this would have been maybe December. We would have had a snowstorm coming in, and we were supposed to move all the cars. We move them to a back lot so the snowplow guy can come in and plow the front lot. Well, this was at a point when I was already on my way out there, and I didn't care. So I drove that car, and when I got on it, there was a long straightaway. I was pissed because we could have moved the cars all day. We had a slow day, but they decided to wait until right at the time we're supposed to leave. So we were there till like 10 o'clock at night moving cars all night. So I was pissed. So I hopped in the Tesla Model X, and we got on the straightaway, and I just freaking floored it. And man, it put me in the back of the seat like that. So it was all-wheel drive. So what's funny was because it was snowing, there was like 2 inches of snow on the ground. I step on it and it goes like that and takes the wheel out of my hand and just freaking launches you straight. I look down at the speedometer, it's going 90, and I like just barely touched the accelerator pedal, and I just started dying laughing. I was like, yeah, this car is a little too fast.
Yeah, you got that electric. I can imagine. I had never gotten one, but I can just imagine they got that torque capability. Just boom.
Yep, instant torque is all
that
right
was the only
there.
fun part about the job was driving the cars, you know.
Yeah. See, that was the fun part. Yeah, the part that's one of the parts that sucked on top of lying to customers and being a shady car salesman. The one part that sucked was all the phone calls I had to make. I was required to call you if you inquired about a car. I had to call you every 2 hours for your entire life until you told me to screw off or you block my number. But it was 120 days. Either you tell me to screw off or 120 days of me calling you every 2 hours. Every day goes by. That part sucked. It got to the point I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even call people, or I would call somebody that I know blocked me, and I'd just call them a couple times where it racks up my numbers. But it got annoying. What's up, KLC? What's up, Ken?
Oh, hey, Ken's in there. Our phones were logged into the computer. They knew if we made the phone call or not.
Yeah, so was ours. So we had to at least make a phone call. They wouldn't.
We had to call them.
Yeah, same. So we had to call the people, but we also had to at least call somebody. So they would show the numbers. But one thing I learned is when you were selling the top amount there, they didn't really mess with you too much. So once I learned that, I was able to just find a number that's already blocked me or inactive and just keep calling it to get my phone calls for the day. But the part that pissed me off is when I led in sales, I sold 22 cars in 1 month. And my boss looked at me. I sold 3 in one day. I pulled a hat trick off. My boss looked at me and goes, "Hey, you didn't have your phone calls." And I looked at him. I was like, "I'm a car salesman, not a phone operator. I sold 3 cars a day. Go tell somebody else." I was like, "I'm going home for the day. I don't care what you say."
You know, that is the one thing that I wish there was cameras in the car dealership, because the comedy and the camaraderie and the in-house fighting is freaking hilarious. I mean, it's a freaking soap opera every single day. You will fight the people like they're your brother and sister. Yeah. And the next day you might be going out to the clubs hanging out with them, and then the other day you want to freaking murder them. You know, it's a freaky. It's like being at home with all your siblings, but you're working with them. It's exactly the way I felt when I was in there.
Yep. Yeah, I will say the car dealership, it was probably the worst job I've had, or one of the worst jobs, but it was some of the best people I've ever worked there. And I don't normally, like when I quit a place, I don't normally stay in touch with people. I'm pretty bad about that unless I just really like you. I stay in touch with almost everybody from that car dealership, including a couple of the managers.
Yep. I have everybody's phone number. When I got into lawn care, I actually worked at some of the managers' houses. I actually worked for the owner of the dealership. And here's my whole Forrest Gump moment, okay? I was sitting there talking to the owner's son, his house. He's like, "Why did you get up?" We're sitting there just chilling on the back of the yard looking at his expensive $100 million boat. And now we're done all the landscaping in the yard and everything. And we were talking, and he's like, "So why did you quit?" I said, "I couldn't make any effing money." I said, "Everybody in this GD area is GMS." And he's like, he didn't even know. I was like, "Wait, you only know this shit?" I said, couldn't make any money.
Yep.
I said, I spent 4 hours with somebody, I make $75. I said, who wants to do that? After that,
Yep.
everybody started making more money. I'm like, holy shit! Now they're all making money because I spoke up and said something. I was
Yeah.
pissed after I found out that. I was like, yep, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with this guy right here.
Yeah.
Nobody would know.
Yeah. Yeah. Ken,
Because
what's funny about
he couldn't
that?
understand it. He was just, I wasn't.
Oh, I think you cut out there. Ken, Ken, what's funny about that is I did kind of, I don't want to say flaunt, but they acted like I'm never going to find a job better than that place. And I'm like, you kidding me? I'll go shovel crap and it'll be better than this place. So moving forward now where I'm at the Harley
I got the good
Davidson.
luck.
Yeah, I'm at the Harley Davidson dealership. I work full time, and that job's been a million times better than the car dealership. But now I'm mowing on top of that, so now I'm like extra flaunting by them. So every time I drive, so I still drive down the road in Springfield as I'm mowing on my 2 days off. I'm mowing, so I still drive down the road past the dealership. And every time I go by it, I just lay on the horn, stick my finger up every time I go by it because I always see somebody out on the lot because it's a used car place. So I do it just out of spite, but it's like, yeah, look at my budget setup, making more than you guys make there. Because they acted like, oh, you can't make this good money anywhere else. And it's like, yeah, watch me.
I go in from time to time with my whole rig and the enclosed trailer and just look at it all and just go in there and just shoot this shit for 5 minutes and telling everybody I'm not making as much as I'm saying, but I go in there and act like I'm making all kinds of money and this and that, and they hate it. Oh my God, do they hate it?
Yeah, they really do. Yeah, but Matt, that's crazy. Okay. You guys are getting that much rain up there.
Oh my God, it's raining over here like freak. If it don't stop raining soon, we're not gonna be able to cut grass for a month.
Yeah, see, the problem is if it don't start raining here soon, we're not gonna be able to cut grass for a month because the grass ain't growing. Yeah, we need
my rescue dog.
I seen him in a couple of your videos back there. That's pretty cool. My dog wouldn't sit still long enough to.
Look at this. I mean, she's like become part of my life now.
Yeah, I seen that. You love your street glide.
You know, one of my
the breakouts are badass. They are very fun. Oh, really? Dang, sorry to hear that, man. I hope you cut out again. I think I lost you. Looks like you're
what
sleeping.
happened was my customer died of COVID.
You still there? Oh, there we go. Go ahead.
Go back. Am I there?
Yeah. Looks like you were sleeping for a minute. You're
So my customer died of COVID. Yeah, it passes out. It's been 5 months now. Now she's a whole different dog. I mean, she's got energy. She's doing her own thing.
That's awesome, man.
They were going to put her to sleep. You believe it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
They were going to put. This is not a dog to put to sleep because she's not good with other dogs. She's intelligent like you would not. Hey, you just leave it.
Yeah.
She's getting into stuff now.
Yeah. Ken, so I ended up selling my Sportster back in like January, I think it was January, and that's how I found out about the job I work now, the daytime job anyways, because I ended up going and working for the dealership that I sold it to. But I have my eye on 3 different bikes. So one of them is a Road King, one of them is a badass Street Glide. It's a 2019 Street Glide with a Stage 3 kit on it, exhaust. I mean, it's built exactly how I want to do it. It's the denim salt white or something like that. I forget the exact color of it. But I really want a Street Glide bad. That bike is a badass bike. But then the other bike is that new adventure bike Harley came out with, the Pan Am. I don't know if you got a chance to ride that bike yet, Ken, but that is hands down the funnest bike I've ever rode. And you put it in sport mode because it's got rain mode, sport mode, things like that. You put it in sport mode, going 40 down the highway and go full throttle, it'll stand up going down the highway on you. Like, that is a badass bike to ride. Yeah, a Street Glide is on my list of bikes I'm wanting to buy again.
What's up, Matt? You know what bike I almost bought only because of my my love of this brand.
What's that?
I almost bought a Husqvarna Splitland. A 2020 Splitland. It's like a cross country street legal trail bike at the same time. It's kind of cool. Triumph, and I think Harley makes one also. But Triumph also makes one, looks exactly like it. It's got like barely basic anything on it. You know what I mean? It's like a basic bike. And they designed the tank after their originals, like the 1960s Husqvarnas, where it had the side panels on the tank for your legs.
Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about.
They kind of mocked it to make it look like that. You know,
Yep.
I almost bought a 1974 bike. Guy wanted like $6,000 for it. I him hauled around about it. And I should have bought it because it was completely rebuilt. And where am I ever going to find a Husqvarna 1974 bike ever again?
Yeah. Yeah. Ken, that is hands down my favorite bike. I highly, highly recommend one, especially if you already got a Street Glide. Buy the Pan Am, man. I'm kind of stuck between it. The Street Glide is going to be a great comfort bike, especially with my lower back issues. But when I rode the Pan Am, that became the funnest bike, probably the most bang for your buck bike. Like I think we've got one brand new listed right now for like $20,000, something like that, on our dealership. And it's got me looking at it like, man, I really want to buy that. It is hands down the funnest bike I've ever rode.
Go get it.
I just don't know how well it's gonna last long term, anyways. Or I mean, like retail, not retail wise, but like, is it gonna? How well will it hold its value? Because Harley is always going to discontinue things if they don't make a certain dollar amount. But I think people just don't know enough about them yet. But we'll see in the future, anyways. You got to roll out, John. All right, Elite man. Hey, it was good seeing you again, my man. Hope to see you on the next live stream. Hey, on the next live stream, feel free to come on up on the panel here and we can chat face to face. But anyway, man, it was good seeing you again. Yeah, a mower costs as much as a bike. Yeah, dude, that's the other thing, man. I'm watching the prices of lawn mowers, and some of these mowers are getting crazy in price now. Isn't it like the Laser Z, like 15 grand now?
Right now, listen to this. Right now, all the manufacturers are not selling them right now. They're all offering discounts out the butt right now. And I did this. I said this was going to happen. You can get almost like $1,200 off of a Toro right now. You can get about $1,000 off of Wrights. Skags has a deal. Gray really has a deal. Everybody has deals right now. They're not selling them. Don't let them fool you. They're not selling right now.
Yeah.
I'm like Wrights right now is offering 24% off of their ZK, whatever their big one. Yeah. And they got a couple other ones. I'm looking at a 36 standard B right now. It's like 16%.
So yeah. So the DeWalt, when I was at the store picking up, when I bought my DeWalt 33-inch, they have there was a 48-inch walk behind, the big commercial one, also DeWalt, and then there was a big commercial stand-on that had a 32, it was either 32 or 34 horsepower engine on it for like $5,500 is what the sale price. They were trying to get rid of it. And man, I almost choked. I'm like, holy crap, that big of a mower for $5,500? It was originally priced at like $11,000.
You should have bought that. Oh my God, you should have bought that.
I should have, but not only did I not have the funds to buy that then, I mean, I should have took out a loan to go buy that thing just out of spite, but I didn't have the cash capital right up front to go buy it. But I also don't have a trailer anymore either, so that would have made things a little complicated.
Well, you know what that is, right? It's a Cub Cadet commercial mower. It's all it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's Cub Cadet, just rebranded. Yeah, that's correct. Buying that mower would have been cheaper than buying the Cub Cadet version of that, and that's why I really wanted it. Yeah, a Laser Z.
I tried to get one.
That's what I thought. I thought
they sold
that
it.
Price.
You know what happened up here? I went like 30 miles away to go get one, and I heard about it. But they ended up selling it to the dealer 5 minutes down the street because you could still see the Home Depot sticker was on the damn machine. And they were asking $8 grand. I guarantee you they picked it up for $5, cheaper than they could have bought it for.
I bet you they did. I bet you that's exactly what happened. That's what caught my attention. So like when I was looking for a mower again, because I saw them. Yeah, it is. I love it. It's hands down. It's a great mower. When I was looking for a mower, I had sold everything. Like even my Time Master, I sold it. Well, I was considering buying a Time Master again and running that, but I bought the ramp from Home Depot. I bought the ramp for Harbor Freight that you guys have seen in my video, and my specification was it has to get up that ramp on its own power very easily because of my back issues I had a year ago. I don't want to have to be breaking my back to get mowers in it. So I remembered what I started my business with. You guys probably don't even remember, but it was the Troy-Bilt 33-inch. It was like a 1997 model. But it ran up the ramp to my truck just fine, and it had the big pneumatic tires, so it did it great on its own power. So because of that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go look at those. So I went to Home Depot, and they had a Toro Time Master there. They had all the DeWalt mowers there, and I was looking at it. So I went in and asked the manager. I was like, hey, I want to try riding one of these up into the back of the truck, and whichever one does it easier is the one I'm gonna buy. Well, what's funny was I was looking at the DeWalts, and all of a sudden the DeWalt was cheaper than all the other mowers there, including the Time Master. Like I got mine, I think it was like right at $1,100 is what I paid for that mower, brand new. The Time Master they wanted $1,600 for there, and I'm like, well, this is kind of a no brainer because I like the DeWalt better. So the DeWalt had the bigger, it's like 120 cc's bigger motor. It's 3 inches bigger. It's got a bigger transmission and a reverse gear, which we'll have a long-term review on it. The reverse gear is kind of a little too slow for me, but anyway, I just pull it backwards faster than it goes. But anyway, man, when I saw that reverse or when I saw that bigger mower next to it, they had the walk behind and they had the stand on. When I saw the price on it, I about gasped and like had a heart attack there. I'm like, man, I wish I had the cash right now because I would buy this. But I don't have. I only had about 1,200 to 1,500 to spend, and I didn't want to pull out a loan. I wanted no overhead for as my next start as I'm starting now. So I bought that mower for $1,100, and I don't even have a trailer anymore. I sold my trailer. So that was the main reason. The two main reasons: don't have the cash, and I don't have a trailer. So that's the two main reasons why I didn't buy the others there. But I'm planning on going back because I'm going to make a video on them. I'm going to go back to that Home Depot store, and I want to see if they're still there.
How far do you live from me again?
About 20 hours. About 20 hours away from you.
Oh, I thought you were closer.
No, I live in
I was thinking,
Springfield,
I just bought a
Missouri.
6
I'm
by
from
10 trailer.
Delaware.
I'd sell it to you.
Yeah, I'm from Delaware.
I said I will sell you a trailer that I just got.
Oh, you said you'd sell me a trailer? Yeah, right now
I just got it. I've been buying. I've been lately. If I find a deal, I'm buying it. I'm just trying to make. I'm trying to like. I don't know, that's how I've always been. And I used to do flea markets when I hurt my back and I couldn't make any money, and it stuck into me. I'm like, I'm still hustling. If I find a deal, if it's right there, don't pass it up and get it because somebody else is going to get it. And I've lost a lot of deals, but I found this one. I was like, oh God, I can't pass that up. It's so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to help you out, I'd sell it to you for almost nothing to help you out.
Man, I'd appreciate that. But I'm trying to go full trailer list.
I got too many trailers.
So I'm planning on buying.
I have 10 trailers in my yard right now.
Yeah, I'm planning on buying either the Mow Go system or the ramp rack. Yo, John lives over there in Misery. I do live in Misery, unfortunately, both literally and figuratively.
Misery.
Yeah, that's what we call it. We call
Misery.
it Misery or Mo's or what's his face call it? Mosuri. Mosuri is what I forget his name. He calls it. Mosuri is his YouTube channel name too.
What's his name?
I need to hit him up.
Doesn't
Danny Lanier.
Gavin from
Gavin's Homestead does too. I need to hit him up. I haven't talked to him in a long time too. Yeah. Gavin actually lives like an hour away from me.
His one dog just passed away, so he's not.
His what?
Yeah, his one dog just passed away, so he's not really doing much right now.
Oh goodness!
His dog passed away, so he's not really. Yeah, he made a post about it. I'm so sorry for him. He's probably not in a good place right now. I've been there before.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
So,
I didn't know that. I haven't talked to him in a while. I need to hit him up. There's actually quite a few of us out here in the Missouri area. There's a handyman, or I think is it handyman? Handyman Lawn Care or something like that. He lives he lives about an hour and a half away from me, and then Missouri lives about an hour and 45 minutes away from me. Gavin lives 45 minutes away from me. And then B&B, Blake from B&B Lawn Care, and Danny Lanier, they both live about 3 hours away from me. And then Nickens Lawn Care, he lives about 4 hours away from me. They all live out here in Missouri. Horrified of snakes.
Man, you gotta go to the GIE this year so we can all catch. You gotta go to the GIE this year or the Expo this year so we can all catch up.
I want to, but I can promise you right now, I'm not going to make it to GIE this year for sure. With everything we've had going on, GIE is already out of the picture. I'm not even looking at coming out there. I think Cameron, Lawn Care Life. Cameron from Lawn Care Life. I didn't know he lived out here. Oh, Missouri. Yeah. That's his name, Cameron.
Yeah, Bowman. Yeah.
I was thinking of somebody else. Yeah, Missouri lives out here. Yeah, he's about an hour and 45 minutes away from me. But yeah, I already know for a fact I will not be making it to GIE this year without a doubt. I mean, unless unless the holy grail comes through for me on my mowing side and I go full time and just make a shit ton of money within the next 60 days, I won't be able to make it out there for sure. But it is high on my list. I've never got to go yet, so I do plan on going.
Let me ask, where are you located from Kentucky? Where is Missouri? Is it north or south of Missouri?
South.
Kentucky?
Well, it's kind of technically west. It's not that far from me. It's I think we looked it up once. I think it's like a 4 hour or 5 hour ride from where I live to where GIE is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Handy Guy's the other one, Ken.
If you were on our way, if you were on my way, I'd pick you up, pay for your ticket and everything. I'm like, come on, hang out.
I would love it, man. That'd be awesome. So my plan, I've got big dreams here, and I'm hoping this works. But my plan is to start collaborating more with other guys, and I'm not going to be able to do that really until I am able to go full-time lawn care again, to where I have that extra freeway there. But my plan is to collaborate with almost everybody I possibly can. So I know there's quite a lot of you that live out on the East Coast where I'm from. As you guys may know, I'm from the Delaware area originally. I've been out here for about 7 years now, but I grew up out there in Delaware, like 30 to 45 minutes from Philly. So my plan is to maybe make a trip back out there and be able to collaborate with y'all, especially with like my full on like setup, my trailerless setup, being able to go out there. And I think it'll be a fun time, but that's what I want to do this year. And I'm really planning on doubling down on both my business and YouTube this year, but that's going to come with certain things in my life to happen.
Yeah. You can only do what you can do. Don't stress yourself out.
Yeah. I'm starting to GoFundMe for Joe. Well, hey, you don't have to start anything. Actually, check the description out below in this video, and I've got my Venmo account right there. So if you want to donate some money to my account, go ahead and send me a little tip that way. And hey, as a disclaimer, all of that money is being delivered.
How much?
It'll be reinvested right to my channel. I will be honest though. The first time I save money,
do you need to go to GIE? That's what I want to know.
I don't have a dollar amount. It's not really a dollar amount for me to make it out there. It's more so A, B, and C has to happen in my life for me to be clear to go out there. Yeah. But yeah.
You need time. You gotta take time away from work. You gotta take time away from. It really F's me up every time I go out there. I mean, I lost money going out last year.
Last year would have been perfect. Yeah, last year I think it happened when I was off work, if I remember right. Or maybe I was working at the car dealership already when it happened. I can't quite remember, but I would have been perfect to go out there last year. But of course, life sucked for me. So you have family in Delaware, but lives in South Carolina. Family is okay. So I'm familiar with that area. So I lived in northern Delaware. I believe that's lower Delaware, if I'm not mistaken. It's been 7 years since I've lived out there, so I can't quite remember all the cities and everything else. Do what? Yeah. What'd you say, Carla?
I found that Ken from the Stripe Light lives not too far from me.
Oh, really?
Matt lives up that way.
Ken from KLC. Ken, where are you from? I think you're the only one who I don't know where you're from. Just going to pretend you don't have a Ford poster in the video behind.
I don't know, but he likes your Ford poster.
Yeah, so you might have to unsubscribe. Well, I don't want to show you the rest of this room because there's a bunch of stuff up in here. There's a bunch of Mustang posters in here. This is like my man cave in here. I've actually got a half naked girl over there standing in front of a Mustang. She signed that. She was a model or something like that. I met at a car show, and I kind of started building this room up as a man cave, but I haven't got quite into it. But just pretend that's a Chevy poster behind me, Ken. Oh, he agrees. Come on, Matt. Jeez. It's close to Dover area. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so it is around Lower Delaware. So to be fair, I do like Chevy cars as well. I was actually planning, before things changed for me, my plan was to buy a sports car come April. I was going to buy a sports car, and it just so happened was going to be a Camaro, most likely, since I worked at Reliable Chevy. And I got a discount somewhat on cars while I worked there. But that's not going to happen now. So,
well, it's the last year. The last year of the Camaro, too. Pissed me off.
Yep. Cape Cod. Massachusetts. Okay. Okay. So we're not that close, if I remember right. Massachusetts. I don't even know where Massachusetts is compared to me, actually. Dodge, Dodge. The father
Oh,
ran
that's
the daughter.
end of the world, north.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's way. Oh yeah. That's way up there, ain't it? That's like. I think I had to pass you technically to go out that way. So maybe that'll be something we could plan in the future. But of course, I don't know. You're talking shit on Ford guys here, so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah.
I don't know. I just bought myself another Chevy pickup. I just
Almost bought you
bought a
another
used
Chevy
one,
pickup.
and now I'm pissed off a little bit. Found some things
Yeah.
with it, pissed me off. Now
I tell you,
I
my
did, but then I saw some dings and bangs on it that I was.
yeah, it's just a little extra character. It's got just a little extra character. She so I've got the new F one
Yeah, but
fifty.
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, I get it. I respect that. So I have the new F 150, but then I've also got the older F 150 still. And what's funny is I bought the new F 150 because the older one was giving me problems to begin with, which I worked all of them out. But then I was planning on hiring a crew last year. So that's the reason why I had the two trucks. The fun fact about the new one, I have more electrical issues with the new one than I have ever had with the old one. All of the old one's problems, and let me tell you, the old one's got like 200,000 miles on it, and it's been used and abused under my ownership. I have not been easy on that truck at all. And the older one, the white truck, you
Yeah.
guys may remember, it has only had mechanical problems. So like when I almost blew it up or I blew the coolant line or whatever it was I did, I don't remember. Everything on it's been mechanical anyways, like the wires and stuff like that, or not the wires, but the window, all the shit I had wrong with that truck's all been mechanical, and it's all been kind of just wear and tear items that go bad on trucks. But my new truck, I have had more problems with that compared to my old truck already, and it's all been electrical issues. So that part kind of sucks. But just kind of ranting on new vehicles right now.
What's up, Matt? Matt Huber's in here.
Hemi and Cummins, that's what I roll.
A to Z Lawn doesn't know what the GIE is.
I'll give you the Cummins, Matt, but Hemi, I think we're not going to be friends anymore after that. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. What is GIE? So that's Green something Expo. What's the I stand for? I don't remember.
Now they changed it to the Expo.
Oh, it's just the Expo now.
They got rid of the GIE.
So it's like a giant
now, yeah.
like a giant expo where they show off all. You live in Delaware. Oh, with MDH Lawn Care. Yeah, I just actually ran across his channel not too long ago. I forgot he lives in Delaware. What's up, Matt? By the way, but yeah, I'm from the entire north side of Delaware, Matt. I'm from. I lived in Wilmington, is where I lived before I moved out, or before I moved all the way over to Missouri. But I went to school in Newcastle, Wilmington, Bear, and Newark, right? Yeah, Newark. I lived in all of those cities all over Delaware there. I like to move around a bit. In the Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Okay. Matt, I didn't know you lived in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Why didn't I know that? So we didn't grow up that far from you, or at least I did. I grew up around where you are currently from anyways. I didn't know you lived there. Yeah, sensors. Yeah, that's what my new truck's been. It's been a lot of electrical and a lot of sensors and things like that have been going bad. That's what's pissing me off because it's a $55,000 truck that I'm paying for, and it just keeps having all these freaking electrical problems. Like, man, I bought this truck to not have problems.
You're not the only one. A lot of people are complaining about the Fords with electrical problems. It's plaguing them right now.
Yeah, it's really pissing me off. But the part that sucks too is the car market out here is still insane. It's still cheaper or almost as cheap to just go buy a brand new one than it is to buy a used vehicle right now. It still hasn't flipped yet, but I got a feeling with the way this economy is going, that's about to change very, very soon.
Well, I have a funny feeling that it's going to flip and then go right back to where it was, because they're gonna General Motors. I saw this actually. They purposely, and Ford, General Motors and Ford, they purposely, here's my word, they purposely stopped making cars to make the value go up.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly yeah, you
Let
know
that
that's
sink in for
exactly
a
what
little
it
while.
is. Yeah, especially with all the chip shortages and shit like that. It's like, come on, guys, we know what y'all are doing, but
Yeah, but
yeah, I mean,
it, it's not. It's beyond the chip shortage. Now they're
oh yeah, yeah,
purposely not
absolutely,
making vehicles to just keep the value low. And
yeah,
that pissed me off when I heard that. I said, you know what? F that. I'm not buying a new car no more. I'm done. So I bought my buddy's. He went and spent $70K on a brand new truck. I paid 25 for his old one,
Drake. I
which
feel
I
like
probably
they
could have got
will
for
once the
15 if it was
economy
normal day
crashes.
life. You
I
know
feel
what I
like they're
mean?
not going to have much of a choice but to go back if the economy crashes. Dover, Delaware. Yeah, so you grew up about 40, or at least you live about
You'll get
45 minutes from where I grew up, Matt. Yeah, nothing but Matt, nothing but cornfields and Amish carts and buggies and horse crap in the road out there in Lancaster. Now there's some beautiful roads out there though. Back when I had the Mustang when I lived out there was some good riding out there. I wish I had a motorcycle when I lived out there because that'd have been some good riding roads, minus the horse crap dodging. But we won't worry about that.
Yep. That's the one
Yep.
thing I like
Yeah.
about working at the car dealership. I used to volunteer to DX just so I could drive and find and have fun.
Oh yeah, Matt MG. I just saw that today. That cracks me up too. It's like, well, what's going to be cheaper for me to have bad credit now and go buy a house, or have good credit and buy a house? Kind of sucks.
That's the stupidest thing I ever fucking heard of in my life.
Yeah, you're probably right on that. On that, Drake. There's we'll see. And all of a sudden, see if I have a hat on, I usually wear a hat during the day because I got these headphones. I don't have it, but yeah, I've been told I look Amish by a lot of people, especially when I trim up my beard real good and I get a haircut. I haven't had a haircut or a trim in like 2 months now because I've been so dang busy. But
You can pull off there and go.
Matthew Hoover, I live in Springfield, Missouri, about 20 hours away from where I used to live out there. So I just came back out there about 2 years ago for a vacation, and it was about a 20-hour drive straight through. Yeah. Oh, did we lose him? That the one current administration? Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Um, let's see. Your feed sucks. That's what I thought you meant of that. I thought you meant of that, Josh. But that link, guys, that's a link. You guys are more than welcome to come on up on the channel here with me and Carlo if y'all want to chat it up and hang out up here face to face instead of having to type things out and things like that. But yeah, I'm curious to see the way things are going to go this year. I'm really hoping. I know the economy is about to do something, right? And, it's way beyond what I can do, but I'm hoping that the car market, or at least I should say the used car side, crashes. Like it has to. Like, why would people still continue to pay, retail price, brand new price for a used vehicle is beyond me. So, Ken, I do sell Harleys, but we actually do not have live wires. So, since Harley has actually made the live wire um, their own brand, so it's no longer Harley Davidson, it's just called Livewire. We had the option for whatever reason that my managers decided to either go Livewire, so the electric motorcycles, or there's like what's it called, the Electric One or something like that. It's basically an electric assisted bicycle, and for whatever reason they chose bicycles instead of the electric motorcycles, and now we have like 40 electric bicycles that are like 3,500. So originally they're $5,500 in price, but because nobody wants them, we've got them discounted right now. Like you can get them for as low as $1,800. So I mean, it's a steal of a deal right now. If you're interested in an electric assist bicycle, whether it's a mountain bike or like an on-road bike, they're all electric assisted. But for whatever reason, somebody that makes a lot more money than me decided we need those as opposed to the live wire motorcycles. So I do believe they did discontinue them after this year. I think you can still get them, but I can't quite remember, only because I don't have my hands on it and I don't really know a whole lot about them other than what I know off of online, probably less than what you know. But anyways, unfortunately, we just have really cool bicycles to ride on at work, electric on the electric side, anyways. But yeah, the live wires are pretty cool. I was hoping to get my hands on one. Our demo truck was actually just there about 2 weeks ago, and I was hoping they had one on there, but because of Harley Davidson separating them from Livewire, and they're no longer Harley Davidson bikes, we they weren't on the demo truck. But there was some cool stuff on the demo truck. But like you said earlier, the breakouts are pretty sweet. I actually really like the breakouts. When I sold my Sportster in there back in January, they had one. It was an orange one sitting in there, and I thought it was a completely custom motorcycle. I mean, the wheels, everything on it. I was like, oh man, somebody did a great job with that bike. I'm like, man, I can't believe somebody had, that was a custom bike. And then I worked there just to find out that it was all stock and it's a breakout. I'm like, that's pretty damn cool. But I've seen some cool stuff, man. There's down here in Springfield, we had there was a big bike show we went to back like my third week working there. We went on a Sunday and set up a tent there. That was pretty cool, seeing all kinds of custom bikes with stereos on it that were louder than cars I've ever been in. And I mean, it was just, there's some really cool stuff and potential what you can do with bikes. Been fun, y'all time, pack it in. All right, Josh, man, you have a good night. It was good seeing you again, man. Hope to catch you next time. Don't work too hard tomorrow, my man. What was that, Carla?
I don't understand the stereo on the bike.
All right, so let me explain this. So I was at a point where I actually didn't care because I had the helmet that had the speakers in it, so I didn't care about the stereo. But for the first time, about 2 weeks ago, I was on a test ride with a customer, and I finally turned the radio up on a motorcycle, and it is just this different vibe. I know KLC can vouch for that, but you get this weird vibe when you're turning the radio up on a motorcycle, especially when it's got a stage 2 kit like his does, and sounds good, and you're just out enjoying life and just hearing the music playing. It's just this weird different vibe. It's totally different than riding in a car radio, and it's different than having the radio in your ears. I don't know how else to explain it, but I'm at a point now where I have to have it.
It seems like it would be distracting.
So the touchscreen part can be like if you're not paying attention. That's why I always tell everybody if you're not used to it, don't sit there and play with it while you're out on the road. At least get used to riding the bike and then play with it. Or at least play with it in the parking stop. But it can be distracting. So it is touchscreen, or there's buttons on the handlebars that you can move it with, so you can keep your handlebars and still control it. But I get a little distracted by the screen, so I just mainly look at the road and use the handle and keep turning it. But you can pair your phone to it, so you can play music that's on your phone through it.
I just think you wouldn't be able to even hear it.
You can definitely hear it.
Wind and
so even stock, they sound, the new ones anyway. The new ones sound really good. Yeah, I love my stereo on the street, guys. Yeah. See, that's exactly what I'm saying. It adds a whole nother level of it. Usually, I listen on highway, etc. Yeah, because on the back roads, I love listening to the motorcycle, but it's a whole nother vibe. But yeah, you absolutely hear it. I mean, even for a stock system, you still hear it. It sounds pretty good. Now, I've heard upgraded versions that sound really good. And whenever I end up getting a street glide, 85 miles an hour, and you still hear it just fine. My plan is to have an upgraded stereo in it from what the stock one is. We've got two in there right now. The one I'm looking at it's the 2019 Street Glide or 2020 Street Glide, the denim white salt one. I hear it fine. Yeah, it's got an upgraded stereo system in it, and it's badass. But then we've got a Road Glide in there, a 2022 Road Glide, and the guy did a bunch of engine work to it. I think it was an older guy, so he did a bunch of engine work to it. It's got a stage 4 cam in it, full exhaust, tune, and it's got a fully upgraded stereo system in it. It's got bars on it, and it's got a Saddleman seat on it. I don't remember which the Saddleman seat is. I just know it was an expensive. And he put 800 miles on it and traded it in. I think he either realized that bike was very expensive, or he ended up scaring the crap out of him. I think he took it on a ride once and realized that was way too much bike. But he definitely lost on his ass, because I mean, that's a $35,000 bike stock, and then he put about 15 grand of work into it, and then traded it in, and we've got it listed for like 35,000, I think is what our price is on it. So he definitely lost.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. But
see, I would look at it like a stereo on a lawnmower. You wouldn't be able to hear it. But I guess
Yeah,
you
so
can. I don't know.
it's
I don't
different.
know.
It's kind of, well, you could actually, you could hear it. You would just have it turned up a little more, and it would be facing you, and it has to be facing you because you face it away, you're not going to hear it as much. But if it faces you, now just remember it's going to be loud because your lawnmower is loud. But you're, it's not going to see. Yeah, you have a good point there. That's going to be weird. I don't know how well it would sound on a lawnmower. It sounds just fine on a motorcycle, even with an exhaust. But I don't know how that would sound on a motorcycle. Oh yeah, yeah. Those CVO wheels are freaking sick. I'm not a huge
Yeah,
CVO fan because I think it's too inexpensive of a motorcycle for just basically a paint job and a couple extra bells and whistles. I mean, I guess you do get a little bit of a different engine, but I'm not a biggest CVO fan. I think some of their stuff, like the wheels, do look sick, but that's about the only thing I like. And I mean, we've got a used one in our. We've got 4 used CVOs right now. 2 of them are street glides. One of them's a road glide, and I mean, every one of them's like a $50,000 bike used. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. I'm terrified to touch
I
them
got a
because they're
guy.
heavy and
I got a guy who
expensive.
lives right around the corner from my house, and he does he transports the Paul Jr. 811 bike and Corvette. And every once in a
Okay,
while, it's parked at his house, and I've been
that's
dying to
pretty
ask him if I
sick.
can. I've been dying to go inside and ask him if I can just look at it once, but I think he's kind of a tough
Yeah,
looking dude. I'm afraid I'll approach him. It's like,
yeah, yeah. That's pretty sick. That'd be awesome. At least just to go in and see
I've
it for
taken pictures.
sure. But
I've taken pictures of the trailer there, but I was like, I don't know. I just feel like it'd be like intrusive. I don't know him. You know what I mean? Like to go up and say, "Hey, can I like a look at it?" He might be thinking like I'm scoping it out or something. You know what I
who's
mean?
this crazy guy?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Especially here in my
It
area
was
with all the tweakers out here, I'd be worried about it. I'd probably shoot you.
that's well, my area. Yeah, this I would get shot. That's what I was worried about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We've got quite a bad tweaker problem out here, unfortunately, but that's another subject for another day. That's part of the reason why I'm afraid to go. I'm trying to find some overgrown yards to do this year, but I'm having trouble finding it. One, because the grass just ain't growing like it normally is this year. But then the other thing is just the tweaker problem, because I know where I'm going to start to find some when it does grow, and it's going to be in really bad neighborhoods with vacant houses, and it's going to be a
Yep.
vacant house. But the problem is now you've got
That's been my problem.
yeah, now you got tweakers, and I'm worried about them stealing my crap.
That's why I moved to the enclosed trailer, man. I'll tell you what, I did that. It's just took the anxiety right off. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about nothing blowing off your trailer going down the road. You know, when you're
yeah,
halfway through a job and it just starts dumping on you, you throw all your stuff inside and you keep it from getting messed up, and nobody sees what you have. It's all closed up. When I get to a job, I unload my trailer and I put it up and lock it. And because
yeah,
you never know, you got goofballs just walking back and forth, and they see it. It just takes 2 seconds for somebody in a car to stop, go into your trailer, grab a weed whacker or blower, throw it in their backseat of their car or the trunk, and take off. And you're in the back of the yard of the house. You never see it.
yeah.
You never
That's one thing I'm
see
worried
it. You
about with
come out
my
like, where the
current
fuck is my
setup.
shit?
Especially because I don't look like with my current setup, I don't look like a lawn care business. I look like just a regular guy out mowing a couple of yards. Because I mean, it's just a ramp to bed of my truck, a hyper tough trimmer, and then a DeWalt 33-inch mower with a ramp to it. So it just looks like a regular Joe Schmo. So I'm really afraid somebody's going to try and steal my stuff this year, but we'll see.
You could leave the hyper tough out with a bow saying "take me" and nobody would take it.
Yeah, which is surprising because,
Even
man,
though
I'm telling you, I will stand by it. That has hands down been one of the best trimmers I have ever bought to this day. Like you guys, the very next video I've got on my channel that I think goes live, I think it's Wednesday. I have it scheduled for. It's a review of that trimmer, and the only issue I have with that trimmer, other than burning up a head back in the beginning, is the vibration. It does vibrate a lot compared to the Echo 225. But the power is there. It has more power than the Echo 225. Oh, and
it's
it
actually
needs to
not.
be about
It,
yeah, it needs to be about 4 inches longer than what it is. It is a little on the shorter side, but man, with a Darwin grip on it, it oh my god, it's a great trimmer.
I'd be surprised that it actually works. I can imagine, but I'm just saying it's just it doesn't have the name will have to worry about somebody taking it. But you never know, man. These tweakers, whatever they don't care,
Yeah.
man. They see a cigarette butt on the ground, they're gonna take it.
Yeah. So long term, I would love to do it. I want to do a giveaway, and that's one of the ones I want to give away. Like at the end of this year, I want to give away a brand new Hyper Tough trimmer just because I think it's that damn good. Like I'll put my name on it. Like for a homeowner,
Let's
that
see
would be the last trimmer they would ever have to buy. As long as they mix the gas right and put ethanol-free fuel in it, that would be the very last trimmer they'll ever have to buy as a homeowner.
Yeah, it almost looks like the old school home lights they used to sell at Home Depot.
That's exactly what it
It
is,
ran
and it's a Ryobi.
forever.
So like a home light and a Ryobi, so it uses Ryobi parts on it.
I was just getting ready to say, yeah, because Home Depot, Walmart's hyper tough, but their parts is Ryobi,
Yeah. Yep.
and which a lot of people don't know is that Milwaukee bought out Ryobi.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. I didn't know that.
That's why that's why Ryobi exploded in the last couple of years on like advanced technology on their stuff. If you've noticed, it just like out of nowhere, Ryobi just started getting really good. It's because they just put last year's Milwaukee technology into the Ryobi HP line, and so they basically now they're collaborating with their own company. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just branding. That's all it is. It's branding, and of course, when you buy the Milwaukee, you're going to probably get just like remember like the Walton Black and Decker. You're going to get the better stuff in it.
Yeah.
But the Ryobi is not that far behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The new stuff is pretty damn good. Same thing with the Hearts. It's basically, it's. I mean, I wouldn't buy it to start a business, but I mean, it'll get you by
Yeah.
without a problem.
Yeah. I mean, I bought the Hyper Tough one just as like a gag. I didn't think it was going to last more than a month being used.
I know. I remember that.
I was using it on the apartment complexes. I mean, my goal was to blow that. I wanted to blow that trimmer up. Like my goal was to burn it to the ground. And the only issue I've ever had with it was I didn't grease the gearbox because it's a residential gearbox, and I burnt the gearbox up. So I replaced the gearbox and greased it once, and I've never had a problem with it. I'm still running on the original spark plug and air filter and fuel filter on that trimmer that came with it from Walmart. I haven't done a tune-up on it at all, and it's still running just like it came out of the box.
Yeah, you got to check out what's it? It's a company out there that they kind of contacted a lot of us YouTubers and stuff, and like just to get their name out there and stuff. But they're actually a pretty cool company. It's called Hypa Performance Parts.
Yeah. Okay.
And
oh yeah, actually, I think they reached out to me.
Kits. Yeah, I thought it was a scam at first. I didn't even get in contact with them until later on. Until I found out other people did with them, and
I didn't know it was a real thing. I thought it was a scam.
You get in with them and some spark plug kits, and yeah, so did I. I thought it was a scam too, but they got a DIY Facebook page that I really like and enjoy. And I don't know if he's the owner or the CEO, but the guy's name, oh God, I forgot his name, but he pretty much runs most of the, was it Ken or what was it? Ed. His name's Ed, and he pretty much runs like the advertisement for it and stuff, and it's pretty cool stuff. I mean, actually, their trimmer line, you got to try their trimmer line. Dumbfounded me that how cheap it was and how well it works. But then Exterminator got his hand in a cookie jar. He got ahead of it, and he got his name put on it. And now it's called the Exterminator line, but it was called the Ellipse Twist. Yeah, and I love it, man. I tell you what, they sent me a free roll, and that's my go-to line now. I can choose anything I want to choose from it. For some reason, I can't stop using this stuff. It works well. I mean, it really does, and it's quiet. It's not loud too. It's another thing. It's really quiet.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I need to check that out.
That's what I like the most about it. It's quiet.
I can't believe they were real. They reached out to me. I mean, I had quite a couple companies reached out to me back about 6 months ago. I mean, when I was already done YouTube, not making videos or anything, I had quite a few, like a whole string of them kept reaching out to me, and I just thought it was a couple of spams. And I remember that name, and I remember looking them up, and they had some misspellings in their email that they reached out to me on, and I mean, just everything. There was like every red flag possible, and I'm like, yeah, just block. And now that you said that, now I'm like, that's hilarious that they were actually real. It's like, man, I could have got some free stuff for it, but.
Contact them and tell them the Carlo from the cutting force told you to check them out. They know me.
I might do it. We'll give it a try. We'll see. I am planning on reaching out to a couple of other companies and seeing what I can make happen this year. Like I said, I'm planning on doubling down on both my business and YouTube this year. So I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try not to rush things. So like I'm still going to post just one video a week for a while now, anyways, at least until I know how solid I am. I've already got like 3 weeks out worth of videos already made right now. 2 of them have to be edited. So this week's video is already going to be up and already scheduled. But then, so I've got a little bit of leadway there where I can kind of venture out and collaborate and do all kinds of stuff. But I've got a whole list of videos I'm planning on making. And my plan is to try and, by the end of the year, I would like to collaborate with a bunch of other guys and get out there and really double down on it. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I got some things that I've been trying to get around to, but I've been him-hauling them out. I got contact names and stuff like that, but I really screwed up with Echo. I had a chance to get in with Echo really good, and I screwed it up. I went partying with the CEOs of Echo.
Oh, nice.
We got our asses drunk. I mean, we were all hanging out and stuff, and I was like, I don't know. I should have went back. They were going to give me a free Echo 9010 if I were to get rid of my Husqvarna and stuff like that. And it was like, I didn't go back because I was like, you know what? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it sucks.
Back on it, because we had
I respect that. So I'm kind of in the same boat with like Exmark. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved my Exmark, but with the dealers out here, the 2 dealers I have that gave me no support, I just absolutely don't want to run Exmark again. Like I look on Marketplace almost every night, and there's a couple of really good Exmarks that have come up, and I'm like, man, that'd be a good buy. But I'm like, man, I absolutely do not want to give those 2 dealers that didn't give me the time of day. I don't want to give them another penny. They will not earn it from me.
Same thing happened to me. I loved Exmark. I wanted to get one. I still eyeballed the 60-inch zero turn, but the experience I had with both the dealers in my area, I had the same opinion. I was like, you know what? No. Luckily, a bunch of new guys just popped up, and they have Toro, Wrights, and Skag. And they even have Greenworks. Believe it or not, they got a Greenworks in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just bought it and 9010 off of them, and mine blew up, and they took care of me. They worked with the manufacturing warranty, and they gave me a brand new one. I just picked up a brand new one last week.
That's pretty good.
Literally blew up 3 weeks.
At least they took care of you. Yeah, that's good that they took care of you. My dealers definitely didn't do that.
500. No, so these guys up here, I mean, the name of that's called Green Industries LLC. Nothing to do with the expo.
Okay.
They just call them that soft side over here, and they're busy up the ass. People coming in left and right. It's because they're treating everybody right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I just thought of something that I forgot to tell everybody while we were all on. But there's a video coming out. I haven't made it yet, but I've got a plan. I'm going to make it. That it might stir up some shit with a certain company. I have made a video about this company before, and they commented on it, and they weren't very happy with the comment. So I think this next video is really going to stir shit up with it. But there's a certain brand. I can't even say if it's an equipment. I can't say what it is. But there's a certain brand of something that is known in the lawn care community for being the best of whatever it is. But it is the worst of whatever this is. And I'm going to make a knockoff version of it.
Let me just guess. It's a cleaner.
No, but you're close. It's not a cleaner, but it's not necessarily equipment either.
I know exactly what it is. It starts with an S.
No, it doesn't start with an S.
Did I get it?
Nope.
It doesn't?
Nope.
Oh, because I got an issue with something that starts with an S, and it's I'm afraid to say anything because I know to make a lot of
Yeah.
enemies, but it works
Yeah.
too well to the point where it's dangerous to use.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I've got.
And they're pushing it, and they're pushing it and pushing it on our industry, and it's ruining stuff. And I'm afraid
Okay.
to say anything
So
because
we might be on the same
I'm going to be looked
topic,
at as a bad
sort
guy.
of. Yeah, because the video I'm gonna
I
make,
bet it.
I'm literally
I think it's.
the video I'm gonna
I
make.
think it's the same.
Maybe the video I'm gonna make.
I think
I'm
it's the
going to
same
make
thing.
a knockoff version of it, and I'm gonna show why the knockoff version of it is even better. And I've even got a name for what it is that I'm going to make. That's going to be a knockoff name of what it actually is.
So the one that you're talking about starts with a P.
No, it don't start with a P either.
Damn.
It doesn't start with a P.
I'm getting
Eventually, if you
closer.
keep guessing, you'll get it right.
All right. It starts with an M.
Close. It
Does
starts
anything
with
to
a
do
K.
with Ballard?
It starts with a
Nothing to do with
K.
Ballard. Starts with a K. Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
Da, da,
You got me at a
da,
loss there. It's not the same thing you're talking about.
I made a video on it, a review of it. The bigger lawn care guys that are like hundreds of thousands of subscribers swear by them because they get a cut from them.
Oh my God! Oh, I know
Yeah.
exactly what it's all
Yeah.
about.
Yes. Yes.
I know.
Yes. Yep. That's
Well,
all
that's my
I'm gonna
biggest
say.
peeve. That is my biggest peeve when it comes to that.
I
Yeah,
can't stand
I'm not
it,
saying
and I'm gonna
anything.
stir up a lot of stuff when I finally do it. So I've got a whole video made out in my
Oh,
head. I haven't made it yet, but I'm making a knockoff version of it, and I'm gonna change the name to be a knockoff name to where it's gonna be very obvious. But I refuse to give that
yeah.
company any recognition, so I will not say their name at all ever again. So, yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
Well, I have to do I have to do a review of that stuff because I got one from the expo, but never had an opportunity to even experience them. And from what I've seen and heard, it's like this.
Yep.
So I'm still staying true to my leather.
So,
You know what I mean?
so you haven't
Still-
ever tried them?
I haven't tried them, and they're still in a box, and I just can't get away from my good old leathers.
It is the
I have
most
them
uncomfortable.
right now, so
It's the most uncomfortable and useless
know,
waste
I
of
just feel-
$120+.
I feel safer with the cowhide than I do, particularly because of the way I walk and my ankles get beat to shit. But
Yeah.
I got them because everybody else gets them,
Yep.
and I haven't had a chance to try them.
Yep.
And
That's the
I don't wanna
problem.
say anything.
Everybody
I'll let
else
you
sees it.
do all the bashing
Yep.
because I'm
Everybody else.
I'm not stepping.
Yep. Everybody else gets them. Everybody, all the
Well,
big
the other
lawn
one
care
that I got a
guys.
problem with,
Go ahead.
I got a problem with the one that starts with an S and it's got a C in it. And I'm gonna tell you, if you keep using it, you're gonna have problems down the road with your mowers.
Am I using it?
You're not gonna like that one. I found out a little problem, even with the M&M and the S&C. If they get in contact with fuel, it destroys the finish. By accident, I found out, and it's dangerous to even use it on mowers now. But I think about it, you're just playing with fire to the point where you're going to ruin if those two come in contact with each other.
Yeah.
And they do come in contact.
I was always
from time to time.
worried about that, and
So
I thought
if it happens, and it doesn't matter. They could even be dry, and if it comes in contact with later on, it does something molecularly structure to the mower's particular look.
I knew
will
that
piss you
stuff
off
couldn't be that
if
great because it'll
you're that particular
strip chrome off of wheels if you leave it on it. So I knew that stuff had to be like some really potent stuff that I knew there had to be some negative effects to it. I used it. I don't even remember what I used it for, but I never made the video with it cleaning anything, or I shouldn't. You know what I mean?
It changed the appearance of my. It changed the appearance of my mower. I'm really pissed off about that. I'm afraid to make a video because I'm just going to hate it for doing it. And I won't use it no more. But I will use it on really tough areas because the really, really tough areas is the only thing that works.
Yeah.
But if you try to shower it with gifts, you see everybody doing all over it,
yeah,
gonna destroy it.
Yeah.
And
so I plan on
that's
using
what I
it
found
on
out.
my trash can because my
Well, let me
trash
tell
can's
you
really dirty and
something.
it stinks. But that's probably the only thing I'm ever going to use it on.
It will
to be
take
completely
it will
honest.
take the brake dust. The best thing it's for is for taking brake dust off of your wheels and rims because it'll make it look like brand new. But you got to be quick about it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I've always wondered
longer
about
it stays. Yeah, I found out the hard way. I showed my buddy that. He was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" I said, "Look at that." I said, "Look at that right there." I said, "It got mixed with the gas by accident." I said, "The gas ended up getting on there, and look what it did everywhere where it was." He was like, "Oh my god!" He was like, "He's afraid to even make a video with the stuff after he saw that."
Wow.
He was like, "Oh my god!"
That's
He's
insane.
like, "He saw."
I never made a video of it
Dude.
because when they sent it to me, they were sending it to like everybody. So every other video you saw on YouTube was, "Hey, check this out." And I'm like, "Well, now it's all diluted with that. The YouTube's diluted with that content." It's like, I'm not gonna make a video of it that nobody's gonna watch. It's like that's kind of dumb.
I like how you're doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm not going to give him the time of day right now.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
going to give him the time of day too.
I won't give them the time of day, and then I won't give that other company that we were just talking about. They won't. They will not get any recognition from me at all. And then, unfortunately, I love Exmark. I loved it. That was a great mower, with the exception of a couple problems. It cut great. It was probably one of the best cutting mowers. I will say the Exmark cut better than the Hustler I ran last year. But because of my two crappy dealers, in the nicest way to put it here, they will not earn my business again. I'm hoping one of those dealers either gets bought out and then I might consider it again, or they go out of business and maybe another one opens up somewhere else. I will flock to whatever one opens next to me just to go give them business, and then we'll give it a try again. But even now, knowing what I know now, will I even go back to Exmark? Probably not brand new. I'll probably never buy a $10,000+ mower Exmark again. Now that I know I like Hustler and DeWalt, so, and Cub Cadet technically if it's DeWalt, so we'll see what the future holds. But Matthew, hang on one second. I went to the expo. Carlo. Matthew Hoover, that's awesome that you got a 52-inch Gravely. You got one up on me. I just got a 33-inch DeWalt. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Carlo.
I went to the expo and I drove every zero-turn stander. The Cub Cadet was the most comfortable to ride.
Really? I haven't had a chance to ride
it. It was the easiest to operate, and it was the most comfortable to ride. But like, I don't know if I want to spend all this money on a Cub Cadet when I just don't really, it's like, it's almost like an MTD if you think about it, But then again, you look at what Cub Cadet's been doing, and they're really trying to get into it. But I think Cub Cadet and Hustler, that's different. Cub Cadet and Hustler are the same company now, owned by the same people.
Are they? I didn't know Cub Cadet and Hustler.
Stanley Black and Decker.
I knew the DeWalt.
No, because Stanley Black and Decker bought them all out.
Okay, so that's interesting because I knew MTD used to own. Didn't MTD used to own the other two as well? Because that's why the 33-inch mowers like the Cub Cadet, the DeWalt, and the Troy-Bilt are all the exact same.
Well, Stanley, like I said, Stanley Black and Decker bought them all out. They bought out Cub Cadets, MTD. They bought out Hustler. So anybody that's under them, so Bad Boy, Big Dog, or it's called Big Dog. Like
I didn't know that. Okay.
It's the red version of the Hustler, but it's like a lower end version of the Hustler. And they bought them all out. There was a big buying out a little while ago. Everything is getting bought off by somebody else, and so I think what happened. This is my opinion. Stanley Black and Decker realized they have the market on the battery tools, and they were like, "Well, look, we're just going to take over the battery industry, and we're going to buy up as much mower companies as we possibly can, so we don't really have a competition."
Yeah,
so that's my opinion.
I mean, that's smart. That's smart on their part. We're
going to keep buying them out, because they want, because they're like so that's their thing. Black and Decker, that's their thing. Their batteries, DeWalt. They made their money off of the whole battery tool. You know what I mean? So like Milwaukee's the other one. Then you got Makita. But check this out. Look, I hate talking like this. Everyone thinks I'm crazy. I talked to the executives over at Husqvarna Husqvarna about the shit that they were doing wrong and everything.
Yeah.
And they listened to me and they changed it all. Verbatim. Everything I said to do, they've done. And I also talked to one guy and I said, look, why are your batteries so damn expensive? What are you talking about? I said, your batteries are OSHA approved, gel sealed to work underwater. He goes, yeah. I said, stop doing that.
Oh, really?
Nobody cares. I said, yeah, they're special, but nobody cares. I said, he got mad. The guy got a little offended. I was like, why don't you do what Ryobi's doing? Why don't you just make like an 18-volt battery that you can maybe you can like go to a manufacturer and have them make the batteries for you, so you can put them in your products, and it's cheaper for everybody to get that, because none of the stores carry the battery equipment because they can't get them.
Yeah.
I want to buy your product, but nobody has it.
Yeah.
The guy goes like this. He goes, well, of course we're from Sweden. I was like, holy shit, this guy's real deal from Sweden. He's like the Mr. Husqvarna. We got into it, and he was listening to me like this, going, well, they just announced a new product called Inspire, 18-volt homeowner version that's made by Bosch, is making the batteries for 10 different manufacturers, all to use the same freaking battery.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Gave them that idea somewhat. Yeah, it just came out, but it's not available in the United States yet. So they're coming out with a whole new line called an Aspire. And I told them to change the color. I said, the orange and gray, it doesn't go together. I said, I'm from Baltimore, and we have the Orioles. It's orange and black. I said, Harley Davidson, orange and black.
Yeah,
Who
orange
does
and black. Yeah.
and gray?
Yeah.
With their new colors.
What's up, Eden? We got the two best guys up here, right?
So, Eden Long. Okay, there you go. But like I said, it's just so weird. Like, that's why I love going to those things. You get to talk to people and really get into like helping them change the product stuff. And I mean, I couldn't keep my mouth shut, so I gave everybody an earful.
Yeah.
I even
that's
ripped on Greenword.
With every video I make, like every product that I touch, I'm not going to be a sellout. Like, I would love to get sponsored by a company, but I'm still going to give you guys the honest opinion on it. Like, if we go on YouTube and like if a company's like, oh, hey, try out our product. Well, hey, guess what? If your product sucks, my viewers are going to know about it, because I'm not going to sit here and sell out some shitty company or some shitty product.
Yes, that's the problem. That's what they don't want. That they want somebody who's going to. Well, check this out. For example, I was watching a video from, I know, like, I shouldn't even say, but it sounds like an army, and he flies a kite. Okay, and he was doing he did a video about Ego's new leaf blower, electric leaf blower. That's the most powerful one out there. And I said,
yeah,
oh, that's really cool. I like that. I said, but Husqvarna has 800 CFM, 200 miles per hour. He deleted my comment 3 times.
So something unrelated. I
got it. I was looking at.
Yeah, something unrelated. I got banned on TikTok from Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings. I can't comment on any of their videos anymore because I don't like their food anymore. I used to love it, but I think their food's gross. And on TikTok, I commented something about they had a video up or something like that, and I was like, "Too bad it's Buffalo Wild Wings and it's actually gross," or something like that. But they banned me now. They won't. They deleted my comment and they banned me, so I don't even see any more of their videos up now, which I think that was fun. Not banned me, but blocked me. I guess they started by banning me on. I couldn't comment on any more of their videos, but then they blocked me. But anyway, that's unrelated. I thought it was funny. But yeah.
No, but that's what I was like. Wait a minute. I'm just trying to I wasn't condescending or making him say that he was lying. I just said you should check this one out, make a review on it, because it's actually more power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to maybe see if it really does or not. But yeah, I bought one. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's got too much power. That's probably why they didn't do it in the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's another thing. I was at the expo and they were showing me that model, and they said, "Wait till you see this. This is could be this is the highest power in the leading industry." And they were saying it had something like 670 or 600. I said, "Wow, okay." So I go to Ryobi booth and they're just putting out 730. I'm like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? So I said something to him. I said, "You guys do a little walk around here if you're trying to say that one." Well, sure enough, this one comes out just like this month. They reamped it to 800 CFM. They must have realized that, wait a minute, if we're going to make that claim, we better stand true to it and tweak the freaking motor out however we have to get to that power. I even had a conversation with them. I said, look, I said, what are you doing? I said, you guys invented the freaking battery power. You've been doing this for over 20 years. Everybody's just now getting into it. I said, they're stealing your thunder. That's what I told them. I said, they're stealing your thunder. I said, you guys, what are you doing? You're sitting on your hands. While Ego and Ryobi is like blowing you out of the water. I said, what's going on? I said, you need to walk around and take a look and see what everybody else is doing and come back and get in the game. I said, nobody cares about if it's quiet or if it's the most efficient. I said, all they're caring about, it has more power than the competition. You got to beat them. And that's what they did. They literally were like, so that's all people care about, just more power. I said, yes. Just put it out.
Yeah, no kidding. But...
I mean, I had to have like a heart-to-heart with them. They were like no one's ever like told them that before or something. So.
Yeah, that's because they're used to people being just telling them, "Oh yeah, you got the greatest product here. You have the greatest product here." And yeah, you're actually giving them honest advice on it.
Oh yeah, they listened to everything I did. It was funny because the prior year that I went there, I told them, I said, you need to just leave that homeowner stuff out of this expo. I said, you're making yourself look stupid. Yeah. They were like, dude, the hell is this guy? You know what I mean? I said, I told them this was like a prior year. I said, nobody wants to buy the homeowner stuff at an expo. You know? I said, and the problem is that people buy your stuff at Lowe's and they're like, oh, it's shit, it's junk, it's crap. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to spend $400 on a weed whacker when I bought this cheap shit at Lowe's. I said, why don't you just do what Echo and Steel does? I said, Echo puts out their good stuff at Home Depot.
Yep.
Steel puts out their stuff at Ace Hardware store. So why can't you just put the good stuff at Lowe's? And that's what they did.
Yeah. Yeah, they finally
never get credit for it.
See, around here, I'm
have it on video, actually.
Yeah, around here, I'm going to do a video here real soon on all of our box stores around here, like all of our big box stores and what they've all got in them. But around here, they're starting to phase out of all the gas-powered stuff. It's almost all electric now. Now that I think about it, trying to picture it in my head, you almost don't see any gas-powered anything in any big box store, at least when it comes to stick handheld equipment. 5. Yeah. Yeah.
That's true, too. Well, they're trying to weed them out now, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do.
They don't want them.
That is exactly what they're trying to do.
They're trying to go green and stuff. And,
when in reality, it's not really any greener.
Home Depot, Home Depot went full out on Ryobi. They just went.
Yep.
They went nuts on Ryobi. They kicked out Ego, and so Ego went to Lowe's. So they even kicked out Husqvarna out of Lowe's, the battery stuff, and then they went straight to Ego. And then they still have their gas power stuff. They finally listened to what I said and put their better stuff in there, which a lot of people don't realize. I know not people don't even care about Husqvarna, but people don't realize you actually get more power out of a Husqvarna for the same value you get for other stuff. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
If you look at a 570, the 570 puts out 972 CFM. I mean, that's a freaking.
So I'm not a big Husqvarna fan at all. Like I used a couple of Husqvarnas back 2 seasons ago before last year, or well, not last season, but the year before that. I had a couple of videos up testing them out. One of their trimmers wasn't bad. I actually liked the trimmer, but that was about the only thing Husqvarna wise I liked was their trimmer.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of their stuff they've been putting out they've been putting out a lot of their lower end stuff, and that's all you could really get. You know what I mean? But like their higher end stuff is identical to the Red Max. They're the same damn thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why they bought Red Max. They bought Red Max just to get their stuff.
Yep.
And so if you buy a Red Max or you buy a Husqvarna, there's only one difference. The head is different and the shaking handle is different. Everything else identical. Plastic molds are just changed out, but they're identical machines. And it's I don't know. I wish I could help that company, like just change their image. You know what I mean? Like,
a lot of companies need it.
Listen to what people are saying. Yeah. Like if people don't like the shaking handle, delete it. They don't want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No other company has it. If you got a patent on it, that's fine. Why
Yep.
don't you just sell your patent off to somebody else? Let them use it. Go with what's selling. You know what I mean?
Yep. Eden, I believe that's the trimmer I used 2
Wow.
years ago. I can't exactly remember. I think it was a 525 or something like that. I can't exactly remember which one it is. I've got a video up. It's like one of the last videos I made actually before I went out. I think it was like I don't know, look back like 6 or 7 videos ago, I think. And that was the video I used it on. I actually really liked it. I thought it was a pretty good
The
trimmer.
525. The 525 LST is actually rated as like one of the best trimmers by far, not from any brand. It's like the most loved trimmer. It's identical to I forgot the name of the Red Max. It is. It's their best trimmer. I like the 22 because it's lighter.
I thought I could find it real quick, but no, I couldn't find it.
But like, stay away from it. Remember, they actually stopped making it because of what I told them. I told them to delete the model. They actually listened to me. I told them to delete the 128. I said that is the worst model they ever made.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what model it was. I was trying to look and see if I could
now.
see it on there briefly, at least through the thumbnail of that video that I made up or that I made for it, but I don't even see what it was. I just know it's Echo versus Husqvarna is the thumbnail on the video, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was because it was my friend Adam. He had let me borrow it just to try it out. It had a good amount of, I mean, the weight was perfect. The power was perfect. I'd say it was a really good trimmer. Like in my honest opinion, I felt like it was pretty good. But having the fact that I started Echo to begin with, I liked Echo.
I was going to say, if you get used to the Echo, you kind of stay with it. It's like one of those. But one thing that what made me go away from Echo was I kept getting shocked.
I remember you said that.
Where they put the spark plug is the stupidest.
See, I've never gotten shocked.
Side. Nobody else does that. And what happens is after time, the coating on the shock on the boot gets a little bit weaker, and the sweat from your arm, if you happen to touch it, it'll shock you.
Like what Echo are you talking about?
They don't put a cover. Well, I had the 225, the PS.
I don't ever remember the 225 being on the side. It's always been on top.
They're all every single Echo is made on. They all had the same engine. They're on the side. Steel and Husqvarna's
on the top.
Plug is on the top.
Mine's always on the top.
They may change it by now. Maybe they changed it before. It was on the top like this, right? Well, it's like this off to the side, and your elbow touches it right there. Unless they changed it, but I'm pretty sure that's how every Echo engine is. You gotta look at it. Next time you look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I'll have to take a look at it because as far as I know, it's on the top, and I've never been shocked. I mean, the hours I have weed eating at the apartment complexes and everything, I've never been shocked yet. But maybe, maybe.
Then again, I'm the guy who gets a 90-10 that blows up in 3 weeks.
True. I mean, it is just luck. Yeah, I was about to say we all have our own luck and everything like that. Like, so yeah,
it's psychologically. You have to go by your experience. So if you have a bad experience with something, that sticks in your head. And because we live in a brand society, we really do. So if you have one bad experience with the brand, it's going to stick in your head and it's going to stay with you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Like your dealership down the street.
Exactly, just like the dealers. Yeah, just because of the dealers, I won't go with Exmark. Yeah, that's exactly right. You get one bad experience.
I like my Echoes. I have no problem with my Echoes. I like them. I just happened to get a good deal when I bought my Husqvarna package. That now I just happen to like them because I've been using them for so long now that it's like I can't use anything else because it just feels like it's natural to me now. You know.
Yep.
So I guess I've been brainwashed by using one thing for too long and not switching them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just how I am now. I'm a deal guy. I gotta have a deal when I buy stuff.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, especially when I'm like on Marketplace, I'm always looking at trying to find the right deal on shit. I'm on Marketplace like 3 or 4 times a day. I mean, I check it every morning, check it every night, and lunch break somewhere throughout the day. I'm on Marketplace, and I'm a sucker for it too because if I find a good deal,
looking at everything.
If I find a good deal, I'm like, oh man, I always wanted one of those, or man, my business could use one of those, and I end up going and buying it.
It's that I've always wanted one, and there it is. It's sitting there. Yep.
Yep.
Or I didn't even know that it existed. That's my favorite ones. When you find something that you had no idea even existed, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
look at that. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's exactly
You know?
right. But well, guys, I think I'm gonna end this.
I didn't even know that Echo actually made a
Sorry, go ahead.
I said
Go ahead,
Echo
Carla.
actually made a snow motorcycle back in the day.
I didn't know that.
Echo made a snow motorcycle, like a mini bike. Yeah, and then I found one on Marketplace that's made by somebody else. It looks like an identical model to it. And I was like,
Interesting.
damn, that'd be so cool to get that.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I bet that's pretty.
It's a mini
sweet
bike with a
pretty
track
fun
in
to
the back,
ride. Whatever. I
like
just
about
tried to
maybe
say
2
there.
feet long.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks cool. It's got a ski on the front. It looks like a mini bike. It has a tall, like a small track about this tall. It looks like a chainsaw on the back. It's about maybe 2 feet off the back of it, and it's just a belt. It looks like a chainsaw belt, but it's a belt, and you just ride it down the snow with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But Echo used to make that back in the day when they were making anything.
Yeah. Well, Carla, man, I appreciate you for coming up tonight and coming on, and checking us out, and getting back in touch, man. I appreciate everyone else for watching as well. I'm gonna probably end it for the night. I gotta start getting ready. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day of mowing.
Oh shit!
And,
you have to 11 something here.
yeah, yeah. Time flies. It always goes by quick.
Tomorrow.
But well, I will see everybody soon. We'll chat.
Hey,
it up
maybe
again.
we'll catch up again another time.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was good seeing you again, brother. See ya.
I'll head out of here so you can finish it off.
All right, man. Sounds good, brother. Take it easy. Oh, I think he's gone. He's still there. Yep, there we go. All right, everybody. Well, tonight was a really fun live, like we always do. I do plan on doing more of these in the near future. We're going to do them probably every other week or so. We might do a live. I don't know if some of you guys might be new subscribers to me, but we are going to be doing another live where we did like back 2 years ago, where I kind of pull up. We get a couple of people up on the panel. Like tonight, it was just me, Red Rock Maintenance, and then Carlo, the Cutting Force Carlo. What we'll end up doing is probably getting a couple people up on the panel, and we'll show some of the upcoming equipment. It'll be like an upcoming equipment and like a live equipment review kind of thing. You can go check out one of my other lives. We did it before. It was a lot of fun, very informative, and you get to learn a lot. But I do plan on doing lives maybe every other week or so, or at least once a month at the very least, to try and get back into it. Just to kind of touch base with you guys, you can expect to see at least one video from me every week for pretty much the rest of eternity. At the very least, you can see one video a week. So when I get back to more full-time mowing, I'm going to end up doing more than one video a week. We're probably going to go 2 videos a week. At probably at the most, we'll do 2 videos a week, because I feel like if I upload too much, I'm going to oversaturate it. You guys will get bored with me. So I like to make content. I like to entertain you guys, but I try not to, do too much for y'all. So I really, really appreciate everybody that came out tonight and everybody that watched the channel. And be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. I also wanted to thank everybody for coming out, and those of you that came up on the panel, thank y'all. And as always, guys, I will see y'all in the next video. I believe this next video coming up will be, I haven't decided if it's going up Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember. It's already made and it's already pre-scheduled to go up. So it's either going to be Tuesday around 6 p.m. Central Time, or it's Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Either way, I believe 6 p.m. Central Time will be my every day, every time, every upload every week. Expect to see it 6 p.m. Central Time. Whether it be Tuesday or Wednesday, I'm not sure, but I do seem to think that those 2 days seem to work really well. But anyway, this upcoming week, to kind of give you a sneak peek, upcoming video, it's going to be the long-term review of my Hyper Tough 2-cycle string trimmer. There we go, man. I can't talk now anymore. String trimmer, anyways, long-term review. So you guys will get to see that. And then you guys are going to see some how-to videos coming up, and then some more DeWalt punishing videos coming up. I am looking at, as I was saying throughout this live stream, I am looking at collaborating with a lot of different guys this year. So if you're a YouTuber and you want to do a collaboration with me, man, just shout out to me, give me a comment. You can find me on Facebook now. Just look up John's Daily Hustle. Some of you might not be on Instagram. So just search John's Daily Hustle and you'll find John's Daily Hustle. It's just a page. I think you can like it or follow it or something like that. I'm still not 100% great on doing pages on Facebook, but I'm going to try and stay updated on there and maybe reach a whole nother audience on there and really grow the channel together with everyone. So I am planning on collaborating, maybe even try to find some overgrown yards is what I'm trying to do, but I'm struggling with that this year because the grass just ain't growing like it normally is. So the overgrown yards are a little harder to find, but I'm planning on doing more of those. So this year I'm really liking the way things are going, and I'm really excited about it. As you guys know, I'm going to be changing my setup and everything else like that. So very excited for this year, and I'm very excited for all of you guys to come along with us. And feel free to comment below anything you want to see more of from me or less of from me, things like that. And I'll try my best to make that happen. So as always, everyone, man, I really appreciate all of y'all again. Once again, I can't stress it enough. Thank you guys for supporting me through the hard times. You guys know the last 2 years have really sucked for me, but the last year has really been rough. So I really do mean that sincerely. I appreciate all of you guys. And as always, I will see y'all in the next video. So see y'all later. And